and that sort of thing, and that doesn't happen. A lot of staffs aren't open like that, and so I really, really appreciate what they did, and the administration here at Arizona, puts on a great game day, and we look forward to next season. And the Wildcats have an interesting home schedule next year. Their first 3 games are all at home next year in non-conference play before they hit the Big 12. And they will also have a home game. They will have a home game with Kansas State next year, which will be a non-conference game again.
Oh, wow.
And so it just strengthens their schedule next year. So we hope to see everybody out here at Arizona Stadium come late August as the Cats will enter their second year in the Big 12. So that'll wrap it up. ASU wins the Territorial Cup. Our thanks to all of you listening as well, because you're a big part. You're why we are here and why we do what we do. Happy holidays, everybody. For Lamont and everybody, I'm Brian Jeffries. Thanks for listening to Wildcat Football from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
You've been listening to the excitement of college football from Arizona Sports Enterprises and the University of Arizona. Don't forget to join us for the Brett Brennan Radio Show on Mondays on many of these same stations. Our thanks to all those who made today's broadcast possible. On-site engineer Kevin Curran, production director Bill Kyle, from Arizona Communications, Jeff Bowe and Brett Gleason. Satellite services provided by Skyview Networks. The executive producer of the Arizona Radio Network is Nikki Berry. Special thanks to Arizona Vice President and Director of Athletics Desiree Reed-Francois. I'm Dan Levy, and this is Arizona Football from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our window depot coverage of U of A football continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Brent Brennan, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona football. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Ready to take the direct snap, and he will take it. He'll run it to the right, and he'll run it into the end zone untouched for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a very easy drive for ASU, and if I'm Arizona on the other side, I'm a little bit worried right now because they didn't stop it.
That was Cam Scadaboo, and all he did was run up and down your Arizona Wildcats, as we kind of expected that he might. 21 carries, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns for Cam Scadaboo.
Scadaboo to take the direct snap, and he'll run it to the right and push a couple guys to the goal line and into the end zone for the touchdown. So Scadaboo with 2 rushing TDs in close, and ASU leads it 13-0.
Yeah, just like that, Arizona's in a really deep hole. And with the way that Arizona State's playing on offense, boy, this next drive for Arizona becomes really, really important because they are rolling on offense.
So Scadaboo now with 16 rushing touchdowns on the season, and both in similar formations when he takes the direct snap.
And he would finish with 17 rushing touchdowns on the season, 49-7 the final score. Arizona State beats Arizona, and the off-season starts right now. I was just listening to a little bit of Brent Brennan's post-game press conference. He says he's got recruits in tonight. I, in fact, saw him talking to some of the recruits prior to the game at the little party that they have on Bear Down Field, and he said complete evaluations of this staff begin tomorrow. As we look to see what this is going to be with Arizona football moving forward. And I'll go back to what I said several weeks ago. And one of the things you're dealing with here, you're dealing with a lot of things in terms of really Arizona football, but just college football in general. You're dealing with a completely different system of how this works in terms of roster building, NIL, and all of that. And whatever, I guess it's net revenue sharing is the next thing that's going to be coming into play with all of this. So this is not like anything that we have dealt with in terms of how to operate a college football program. Okay, this is all new. The transfer portal was kind of the first piece of it. And now the upcoming revenue sharing is going to be the next piece of it. And so you've got to have a plan from top to bottom in terms of how your football department is going to operate. And the thing that is one of the negatives to Brent Brennan is that the folks above him did not bring him here. Okay, you've got a new president in Suresh Giramella. You've got a new athletics director in Desiree Reed-Francois. This was not their hire. So they certainly have every right. And I'm not saying anything to you that you shouldn't already know. This is how sports works. Okay? Owner fires the general manager. General manager comes in. What's the first thing he wants? He wants his own guy leading the charge. That's how it works. That's how it works in sports. Heck, that's how it works a lot of times in this business. You know, the general manager comes in. He wants to hire his own programming people. Program director wants to hire his air staff. You want people that you've brought in, that you've had a chance to maybe mold in how you want your program or your department to work. So this new regime is certainly within their right to go in a different direction if they choose to do that. But again, this is something we've never dealt with in terms of how college football programs work. And I think first and foremost, you've got to get that piece set. Okay, Desiree Reed-Francois has to have in place how football is going to work at Arizona in this new era. That is the first piece. And then once she's figured that out, if she hasn't already figured it out, hopefully she has figured that out, then you can begin to connect the rest of the dots. And so it starts now, because this was an absolutely disappointing season on all levels. Not what anyone expected. A year after we went to Tempe and kicked their ass, they came right back down here and returned the favor. But that's how easy now, in this new world of college football, that you can do that. So although this is a dark day, it's maybe not as dark as it might have been 10 years ago, because you can quickly turn this thing around, and 365 days from now, you could be looking at a completely different result than what you saw out there on the field today. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I bring in Kelvin Ifan. We may hear from Glenn Howe as well. Glenn is on his way back from Chicago. I believe he was getting ready to board his flight, so we may or may not hear from him on the program tonight. We'll take you probably till about 7:30-ish. Or however long we need to go if you guys want to talk about this or pontificate on it. Kelvin, your thoughts on a 49-7 loss to Arizona State?
Man, that was tough, man. I was right there on the sideline, man, with the guys, man, and you see it in their eyes, man. Those guys want to win, man, but I was looking at ASU team, man, with Scatterboo, man. I was just like, how are they going to tackle this guy, man? He's probably about 5'5", and about 5'9", and just low to the ground. Reminds me a lot of Jonah Coleman. Just the way how low he is and how hard it is to get him down. I mean, he goes so low with his shoulders, but just overall, man, they came down here and kicked our butt, man. That is what it is, man. A guy like me, I start thinking right away about how we can, get better, man. I think about ASU was in a situation where they basically was 4-8 last year or something like that, and was able to turn it around with 10 wins, with getting right into the portal. The guys that believed in Coach Dilly stayed there, and then he went out and recruited about 50, 60 guys that wanted to come and help change the program. So to the people saying, it's going to be hard to get recruits, it wasn't so hard for Sun Devils to get recruits coming off a losing season. So I just think that, you either got to give these guys some time, because if not, then, they're probably going to end up, possibly with another offensive coordinator or offense. So there's going to be three offenses in 3 years. It's just, when are you going to get some type of continuity?
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah, continuity.
And then,
right.
Yeah, and then I also say this. And people say, well, what was the offense? And I'm like, well, what was the offense supposed to be when you had mixed in guys? Right, DK, tell me. You're running, you have you got to keep these two guys satisfied, and they're kind of comfortable running what Fish was running, right? So you kind of got to do what he's doing while trying to mix in what you're trying to do without even having your guys yet, because you got there in January. So not no excuses, but just all these are facts of what they were, you're dealing with. But yeah, man, it's tough, because just like you guys are saying, it's a new athletic director, which is totally is a new president. Yes. And they want to, get a chance to possibly have their own coaches. Well, same as coaches. Coaches kind of want their own players. You want a chance to have some guys that believe in you and there to fight for you and help you go. And not saying that these guys wasn't, but there was a little energy that just wasn't there, and that just didn't come through with this team. Because of those 8 losses, DK, I think there's 2 or 3 chances to win in there. With of course, some of them injuries hurt, but it still was some chances to win in there, I feel, though, if the guys just could have stepped up to another level.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program, 520-848-1290. Let's go out to Chicago and hear from Glenn Howe. Glenn,
Windy City.
49-7, the final. Your thoughts. Were you watching it in the airport?
Yeah, I was watching and with a napkin in my hand. Just like, come on, guys, let's get it together, man. They got to be able to fight. They got to be able. I wanted to see a little bit more fight in them, man.
Wildcats fight was what we wanted to see.
Yeah, I wanted to see a little bit more of that, and like Kelvin said, you know what? You just was expecting a little bit more resistance. Because they kind of challenge you man to man there, and then we just kind of like folded a little bit, and we gotta reevaluate and see who wants to play football, who doesn't, who wants to just put the uniform on.
Man, hey, Glenn, I was sitting right there in our usual spot, right? They ran the Wildcat. I don't know what they called it, the Devil, because it can't be the Wildcat, right?
Yeah.
But with Scatterboo at the running back, and he walked in.
Yeah,
it was like
our
guys didn't want no action with him, man. And I that's what we had. Come on, DK, you saw plenty of opportunities where he could have been tackled. It was plenty of opportunities in the game where he could have been tackled. He broke so many tackles, and I mean, and the coach can't tackle. So we're gonna say the coach should teach better wrap-up drill. I don't know, man. I mean, no. I was disappointed because I feel like that. The effort could have been more there, but maybe we were just a little more outmanned than we even know.
And Kelvin, like I said, man, there's some guys that just like to wear the uniform. And then there's some guys that just want to play football, and we might have a few of those guys, man, because it's just like especially when he's challenging you on like 20 carries, 20 times.
How many jukes did he make? Do he make moves or he just run on the track?
No,
he was running on the track, man. I'm like, I wish. Hey, we took a picture today. DK took our picture today. I had Deshaun Polk, Chris McAllister, Kelvin Hunter, and Dolphin Tillman. And I wish I could have suited them boys up today, because I guarantee you Scatterboo when they did that on them boy.
Yeah, he would have been hurt. And if Byron Evans and Randy Robbins and Lamont Hunley and Ricky, our defense would have put a hit on them, man.
Well, the only one that wanted to challenge it was Jack Luttrell, and Jack got knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just that we got to evaluate what kind of football we want to play here,
man. And going into the Big 12, it's gonna have to get a little nasty. We ain't in the West Coast no more. No more.
It's gonna be
oh man.
Yeah. That's what makes you talk like that, Kelvin.
Man.
We stepping out of the broadcast booth.
Man. Oh, man. Just more fight, DK. I know the strategies and the special offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, but the first thing I wanted to hear Dilly talk. And the first thing he said, they said, what's the big key to the big turnaround? He said, these guys. These guys. Exactly. Yeah. The Scatterboos. That's where it is.
We had a young lady that called up and said, "How did nobody recruiting that kid? I mean, Cam Scatterboo,
no,
how did he not get recorded?
He was at Sacramento State D2.
How did he not get more offers coming out of Sac State than he? I mean, again, that
didn't meet the measurables. I just didn't meet the measurables. When I was looking at him, it don't look like a running back. I mean, he looks a lot like the kid from CDO.
With Caden Luke.
Caden Luke. Look a lot like. I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, maybe Luke can run because what's happening is when you're running that one back system, DK, you got to have a running back that he don't need a fullback. You have to be your own fullback when you're in a one back set. and you have to have a bruiser. I mean, that's why Jonah Coleman was so good at it, and then you mixed in Wiley, right? But you got to have one guy that's just, I don't need any blocks. I'm going to run through the first 2-3 guys regardless, and I'm a just, I don't even want to say the word to the DBs, right? They're not going to tackle me. So it was just crazy watching them run through there like that, man. I guarantee you some of these guys going to go back and look at that tape, and they ain't going to want their sons to watch this tape back when in the future.
Yeah, and if I'm a kid looking at going to Arizona, I'm thinking I can play right now.
Right now, I'm like, I can make
get
that
in
tackle
right now. Yeah, I can be in right now, and I can play. So, everybody's thinking about that this recruiting is going to be horrible and everything. If I'm a kid that wants to play D1, and I'm going to come here and play.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Glenn. It's only so many D1 schools. When people say that makes no sense. It's only so many D1 schools. We're in the Big 12. Trust me, them kids from Texas that are going to Tempe, I'm hearing them saying Texas to Tempe. No, Texas to Tucson too. Yeah. We want some of them boys just as well as the Cali boys. We over there in the Midwest now. We need some of them Texas boys. I would go offer everybody that they offer, and I don't care.
Yep, and ask and be interested in them and make sure that they come here. And then also, it's just that we have to have just an attitude of like Larry Smith used to have an attitude that we had to be tough. You couldn't be soft and play on that team. And it was just a thing that was passed on from all the players on that team. And I don't know if we have enough of those guys. Do we lose those guys in our injury guys? I think we lost those guys. All our injury guys, Manu and Stooks and those guys. I think we lost those guys.
Well,
I think it was hard for.
Well, I was going to say,
I think it was hard for those other guys to step up.
Right, and that's one of the reasons the NIL is going to be important because we need depth. We had a good starting group on the defensive side, even on the offensive side, but we lost Polito before the season started. Yep. Another offensive line before the season started. Right, that's combined. I mean, plus all the guys we lost the year before, but all the guys that went down this year were just all the wrong guys to go down. And I still say Merritt, that running back, man. I seen him today in uniform, man. He came over and gave him some love, man. He said, "What's up, Glenn?" I thought for a minute when I seen him in the uni, I said, "Oh, they gonna let him go. Yeah, they gonna let him go." Yeah, But they did, man, and I thought that was a huge loss on the season as well, man. That one running back. Go ask ASU what one running back can do. Yeah. Go ask ASU what one. They got a transfer quarterback from Oregon State. Am I right?
Yep.
No, you mean Levitt, Michigan State. Levitt came from Michigan State.
Okay, my bad. Michigan State, right? He came down here from Michigan State. That quick, they turn it around just with a few guys, man. Just with a few guys. So I know we can do the same thing next year, But what it was they got 2 years. A new coach coming in. Again, maybe he can flip things if that was to happen. But you can't mess around if you're gonna do that, DK. You can't wait till January. You can't wait till January because that's the situation you put this other coach in. You tied his hands behind his back.
Right.
That wasn't their fault because Coach Jed left at that time. But that's the reality. You in January trying to recruit for Arizona when you've been recruiting for San Jose State.
What time is it here? You said it's 5 minutes to 6.
He's recruiting at 5 minutes at 4 minutes to 7.
Well, he said that
4 minutes to 6.
He said in his post-game press conference, he said somebody asked him, how soon do you start working on this on changes? He said, well, I got recruits here, so I got to go do that. We're going to have a good night, and all the rest of that starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it has. It has to.
I just saw these ASU people walk by.
Right. It has to because you think about it, DK and Glenn. When he was at San Jose State, could he recruit Power 5 guys?
A few.
But not really.
Yeah.
But not really. So now he has to get a whole nother relationship. I'm sure he knew about those guys, but he couldn't really get interest or get into those guys' house because he was at San Jose State at the time. Now he's at Arizona. Let's give him a summer to see what he do. Let's give him what's this spring and a summer to see if he can get some guys, especially with the NIL. Can he get some guys and bring them together? Because because that playbook that Arizona State was running, I stood right there. It was nothing magnificent. It was nothing magnificent. No. They ran scatterboo, dive right, scatterboo, dive left. When they got to the goal line, they took the quarterback out. They ran devil right. They ran devil right every time. The pass plays was a simple out route. What special offense was it? Please tell me.
It really wasn't.
Kelvin, you know what we used to call those as a bread and butter plays, man.
Man, come on. They wasn't doing nothing special. They offensive court, they got the 3-year deals, but it was because of their guys that they're out there playing ball.
Yeah. My guy can beat your guy. That's what they said.
That's it.
My guy can beat your guy.
And them the type of guys you got to have. The type of attitudes you got to have on the team is like, I ain't here to finesse you. Maybe the bag up or the third guy, that's their job. But the first screen guys got to go have to get nasty for us to be the type of team that we want to be. You go look at these top teams, the Alabamas. Trust me, guys. I'm on another level tonight because of the situation, man. You know, sitting there watching the guys have to go through that. I absolutely hate losing, you know, but man, we gotta go get some guys, man, that have that hunger and that chip on their shirt. I don't care where they from.
Yeah, they came to my room and said thought something was wrong with my room. I was throwing stuff at the doggone TV.
Hey, Glenn, how long do we have you for?
I'm going to be boarding pretty soon, but I don't know if I should be boarding with all these Arizona State people wearing these Sun Devil stuff on this plane. Going to Phoenix.
Oh, man.
I'm going to be a little – I'm going to need a hottie toddy or something.
All right, well, let's we'll get a break in here. We'll hold you over for another sec. See if we can get another segment out of you. We got jam-packed phone lines, so stay on. We'll try to get to everybody here. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. It is a Wildcat loss to the Sun Devils, 49-47. Along with Glenn Howe and Calvin Ifan, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona football is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Dave & Buster's Tucson, Desert Diamond Casinos, Dorado Rock, First Chiropractic, Goodfellas AC, Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams Southern Arizona, the Window Depot, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, a proud sponsor of Arizona Athletics since 1968. And this year, the Wildcats are driving into the Big 12. But we've been down this road before. From the WAC to the PAC, it's never been about the conference. It's always been about the Wildcats. And you can count on the Cats. And you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care for the very best deals on tires and award-winning auto care. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there. Go Cats!
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
Not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bpestfree.com. As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Come out to Dave & Buster's, the best place outside of the stadium to see the games this football season. Monday and Thursday, get all-you-can-eat wings with game card for $19.99. Sunday, get in on the chance to win a big game watch party at Dave & Buster's in front of the big screen, plus other big prizes and weekly winners. Join them now through October 22nd, all day, every day. They'll be offering $5 22-ounce drafts only at Dave & Buster's. Make Dave & Buster's your place to watch the games.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
And Bourget send a man in motion back, and they'll swing that pass out in the left flat. It's caught there, slipping a tackle over the 40-50, and a first down, and even more. And that's Usebu, and he's going to go the distance for an ASU touchdown. Derek Eusebio adding to the Wildcats' misery.
Yeah, just pure speed. That was just a bubble screen. He just turned the corner and outran everyone.
Well, how about this? He's a redshirt freshman out of Plano, Texas. That's his first catch of the season in just his third game this year.
Wow.
And so the Sun Devils now lead at 48-7. Extra point upcoming.
All right, Trenton Bourget. How about that? Got a touchdown pass in his finale as a college football player. Good for him, though, out of Marana High School. Good kid, great family. Great to see Trenton get in there. Didn't go well for him the last time. Started 2 years ago in the game that the Wildcats won 38-35 to end the streak. But Trenton is now, he's going to go on to great things. Excited to see what the future holds for one Trenton Bourget. Before we get to the phones, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. With the biggest pre- and post-game coverage in the Big 12. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, I'm David Kelly. I've got Kelvin Efon. Glenn, you still with us are you at O'Hare or are you in Midway? You there, Glenn? Glenn,
you hear
still?
me?
Yeah, okay, we got you now. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Could you, before we get to the phone calls, let's just, I want to make sure, because everybody's going to say, let's fire Brett. Let's make everything really clear that unless we win the Powerball tonight, that we are not going to fire, they're not going to fire Brennan. So they can stop it there and give us the suggestions of what they think, because that's not going to happen. We don't have the money to do that.
All right.
So I just want to make that clear that unless, I don't know, our AD is buying Powerball tickets, but it's like that's what we're going to have to do to win to get to fire them.
Well, let's see. I didn't think they had the money to fire Kevin Sumlin either, and they came up with that. So we'll see. I mean,
that was a little shorter.
I mean, yeah, the buyout is probably a little bit larger after 1 year or one season, less than a year. So I would tend to agree with that. But stranger things have happened in college sports. That's for sure. All right, 520-848-1290. First up is Alfonso. You're on Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day after a 49-47 Wildcat loss to the Sun Devils.
Hello, my friends. Hey, I hope you're doing well. So there's a couple of things. There's a lot of talk about the transfer portal, but we have to take a step back. At the beginning of the year, we had a top 15 team, both offense and defense. Plus, we had the best receiver in the country. We had the freshman of the year. Now, what did Fred Brennan do? So looking forward, it doesn't matter who you get. It begins with the coach. Now, can we fire him? No. What we can do is relieve him in duty. He can go to the sideline and clap, good job, boys, clap. And get someone else that is adept to understanding the offense, the defense. So when we go in the transfer portal, hey, let's start with the coach. Have him clap and decide. So that's my solution.
All right, good solutions there. What type of, I guess, well, let's start there. What type, and I think when you talk about, okay, let's talk about coaches, because that's the other piece of this. What's your ideal coach, Alfonso? What do you want to see? What is some of the things and attributes that your ideal coach has? And do you want an offensive guy? Do you want a defensive guy? You want a guy that can work on both sides? Would you want a guy who yells and screams like Mike Stoops and Rich Rodriguez, or do you want a player's coach like Brent Brennan? What do you want?
I'm glad you mentioned that. It's more of not so much offense and defense, but recognizing the strengths and weaknesses. Look what happened with Khalil Tate and Kevin Sumlin. He should have been in the NFL, but what happened? He didn't recognize his strength. So you can come here, say, hey, I'm an offense guy, I'm a defense guy. No. What do you have in the ground? How can you capitalize on the weaknesses? Improve their strengths. Secondly, when we're talking about dollars and cents, hey, like a ticket holder for about 7 years, I'm not renewing my tickets. I'm just a small little peg. I understand that, but there's a lot of frustration. So something has to happen. Maybe get somebody for a year, someone who's hungry, that's proven. there's a lot of kids out there, say 30, 35 years old, that want to do something, and give them the opportunity. Again, make Brett Brennan, I'm joking about the clapping. Well, not so much, but maybe he can be an analyst. He can't be there. We're going to be losing too much money.
So you think a younger coach? You want a younger coach like a Kenny Dillingham, somebody maybe that's a little bit, maybe 30 to 35 is what you're looking at in terms of an age range.
I don't want to get stuck up on age, but someone that is proven to go in and recognizing strengths and weaknesses. Arizona's going to be something different, unique. Again, look what happened with Khalil Tate. And sadly, a lot of folks are going to say that about Noah Fafita, freshman of the year. Now look what happened to him. Kenny Dillingham, he's like able to. He just exactly did that. He went to the transfer portal. He understood that, but he played to the strengths. He understood the weaknesses. Whereas I even hear in this show, what is he doing? I hear a lot of the commentary. Why is he doing that about Brett Brennan? You don't see any changes. You don't see any real changes during halftime. How is he adapting? How is he evolving through the game? It's just kind of there and But I do give him credit. When he's on the podium, he has that great coach speaks, blah, blah, blah. It's it seems to be that's a strength. Is there frustration? Yeah. But, hey, we need to do something different. I mean, right now we have the same captain on the Titanic, and he's looking for a second iceberg to hit.
Well, it was too nice a day for icebergs, Alfonso. Maybe where Glenn was in Chicago. Glenn, did you spot any icebergs out there on Lake Michigan?
There should have been. It was cold. That hawk was really cold. It was beautiful today.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Next is Ramsey. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. A long-time Wildcat fan, grew up in Tucson, double alum. I was fortunate to be a part of 4 Dick Tomey teams in my time at the U of A. And I watched this today, and
Ramsey?
I agree. I did. I was a walk-on, but I had a great time, and I still miss Coach Tomey to this day. I'll say this. I think that I agree with everything you said. Coach Brennan got what he got when he got here, and it's not all his fault. I do think there's some effort that's missing, and you see that on the field, and it just looks weird to those of us that played here. I mean, the energy did not look like a U of A ASU game to me on our side of the ball. I would say that. Number 2, we've talked about NIL, and there's going to be all this new, revenue sharing and stuff coming. This is the question I ask of you guys and of all the U of A alumni that are out there. Can the University of Arizona and Tucson compete in the new era of college football? Is this market going to be able to compete with everybody else, including ASU? And I'll let you guys answer that.
That's a great question. I think that is the $1 million question, Ramsey. And, when I came to town, to work with IMG College over at the University of Arizona. It was IMG College, then it was Learfield, and now they've taken it back in-house, Arizona Sports Enterprises. And I always felt like we were at a little bit of a disadvantage in this market to other markets that I had been in terms of corporate partnerships and financial support, because you don't have a lot of big companies here. And I think that's a problem. You don't have, there's no guy that owns FedEx. There's no guy like T. Boone Pickens that owns whatever, that guys like that own in places like Stillwater. Like, who is that guy? Who's that guy here? Is that Jim Click? Is that Humberto Lopez, who obviously is kind of stepped forward to be a little bit of a benefactor in this program? Do you have enough of those guys? That's an absolutely relevant question to ask, because you got to have those guys in today's college football.
Well, I'll say this.
Gabe,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Kelvin. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Well, I heard today on the sideline that there is some money. That's what I heard. Whether or not we're going to see now, because now more than ever is needed. But I heard there is some money to go out there and get some players. And as you guys see, with that money, now I also want to say this: there still is going to be an opportunity for players that are trying to get to the money, which is sad to say, like the Jonah Coleman, right? that you're going to be able to find. It's almost like how it used to be for the Wildcats, where we had to go find different people, guys that that wasn't going to USC,
college.
huh? That wasn't going to
junior
USC,
college,
or
junior college.
huh?
Well, you guys. So right now, two things don't exist anymore. You don't have walk-ons anymore, and the JUCO game with NIL and transfer portal has changed dramatically in the last 18 months.
Yeah.
What I do now, I'll just tell you guys right now, I'm on the business side of the world now. Physician became a venture capitalist, and there was a lot of texting going on with alumni during this game. So I think there is energy around trying to support NIL here. I just don't know if we're organized enough to do it.
Okay.
Well, we've got what, 2 collectives or 1 collective or Desert? I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, I mean,
that's the problem, Dave. Right there. That's the problem, right there.
Well, that's exactly right. I can't name them either, and they should be calling me. So here's the thing that's happening right now. ASU is in a major market, right? Phoenix is a top 5 metro area now. So we're now facing in the new era of semi-pro football. They've spit out more alumni every year than we do. They all live and work in a bigger market. So how are we going to compete? We have to go find the U of A people that are in Phoenix and Southern California, and then I'm on the East Coast. Let's go find people that are in the markets that have some deep pockets and try to get them to support the university, or we're not going to make it. That's my opinion.
You're spot on with that, Ramsey. You're spot on. You're spot on. Hey,
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate your time and great thoughts from an alum guy that played for the university there. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Glenn, we still have you. What did you think of what Ramsey had to say there?
I totally agree. We need to start doing just the fact that we don't know what our collective is a problem. We need to have one collective, and that's it.
Desert Takeover?
Desert Takeover. There you go. Desert Takeover.
Yeah. And we should be all funding that, and then I think they should get a lot of the little guys. A lot of a little is a lot. If you get $1,050 a month, that's a lot of money. If you get give those opportunities for us to do that. Take it out of your credit card or something like that. That will be something that I think we should look at, because we don't have the ones that are given all the time, the $10 million, the $5 million. And, we have to be able to do it, because if we don't, we're not going to compete. We're not going to compete because we got to buy some players.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. We got to find the out. I think that's more important than, us, pontificating about the coaching. I think we need to find, let's get the coach some players first, see what he can do with his own guys. Let them go out. He's got his GM, Geiska, and he's got his front office over there. Let them go out and have a full year to get players, and let's reevaluate this after next year, after they've had a chance to really have a full cycle.
Because I said it again, they were at a school where they were not able to recruit the type of guys that they can get into a room now, because they're in the Big 12 and at the University of Arizona. So I would love to see what they're going to be able to do, plus with the money behind them, to be able to get some of those guys. But also, I feel like with the portal, with so many guys coming out, these guys want opportunities. You just got to go evaluate well and find some good deals, some diamonds in the rough, what we've known about here at Arizona.
I agree with you on that one, Kelvin.
All right, well, let's get another break in here. 520-848. Glenn, can you hang on? You got to go.
I'll hang for a couple more minutes.
Okay, outstanding. We'll get Glenn Howe. We'll keep him for another segment or two. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Arizona falls to Arizona State 49-47 in the 98th Territorial Cup game. I think that's my 17th. I've seen more losses than wins. 6-11 now. 6-11 for me in 17 Territorial Cup games. Along with Kelvin Ifan and Glenn Howe, who's at the airport in Chicago, heading back here to sunny Arizona. I'm David Kelly, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
For 100 years, O'Reilly Chevrolet has been part of the fabric of Tucson, just as our Chevy trucks are part of the fabric of America. With that in mind, we're proud to announce it's officially truck season. And this year we have Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Colorado. Test drive your new Chevy truck on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check out our entire lineup at O'Reilly.com. Don't miss truck season, going on now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE EAGLE.
Did you miss the big game? We got you covered.
Handoff will go to Hubbard in the end zone, and he's tackled for the safety.
Brent Brennan in the middle of it, jumping around. You know, wins are hard to get, and you got to celebrate them when you get them.
I love this.
Yeah.
If the coaches ain't excited about what's going on and can't get up for the game, then they shouldn't be over there.
DJ on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Make Dave & Buster's a part of your weekly rituals. Military Monday, get extra gameplay on your card. Tuesday night is Trivia Night with great prizes. Thursday is extra credit with student discounts on gameplay after 9 p.m. Stop in Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch specials. Want more? Rewards members will get an extra 100 chips with a purchase of 100 chips and Sunday sips for hospitality workers. Full and quick service restaurants, hotels, and amusement parks. Discounted beverages and apps after 9 p.m. only at Dave & Buster's.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, a proud sponsor of Arizona Athletics since 1968. And this year, the Wildcats are driving into the Big 12. But we've been down this road before. From the WAC to the PAC, it's never been about the conference. It's always been about the Wildcats. And you can count on the Cats. And you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care for the very best deals on tires and award-winning auto care. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there. Go Cats!
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Levitt trying to get the Wildcats to jump again. They don't. He's back to throw. Here comes the rush. Throws off the back of his foot. Man open. Catch made. Touchdown ASU. So on 4th down and 8, the Sun Devils go for it, and not just go for it. They get the touchdown on top of that. And that's Guillory, who beat his man in the end zone. Makes it a 41-7 lead.
Yeah, it wasn't difficult. He just ran right past Owen Goss. He was stuck in the mud. He ran right past him. Really no moves, no nothing. It was a pitch and catch.
Cam Scadaboo, 3 touchdowns scored. Sam Levitt threw for 3 touchdowns, 17 of 22, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns. One of those went to Jordan Tyson, who had 8 catches for 153 yards. He had a 59-yard play early on that helped to set up their first touchdown. It was just a cross route where Tacario Davis got screened, got picked by one of the other receivers. It was double set to the right, and he got screened, and Jordan Tyson got open across the middle. And I didn't think Jack Luttrell took a great angle to the play. It's like, I mean, I like Jack, but Jack, you're not going to outrun Jordan Tyson to the sideline. You need to try to cut him off and force him back into the middle of the field where you can get some help. And he didn't do that. He tried to go right at him, and Jordan Tyson ran right by him and down the sideline for a 59-yard play that helped set up the Sun Devils' first of 4 straight scores to start the ball game, to pretty much put this game out of reach in the first 20 minutes today. 49-47, the final score. I got Kelvin Efon. I got Glenn Howe in the airport. You still with us there, Glenn?
Yes, I am.
All right, outstanding. We still got Glenn there. Let's go back to the phones. We'll take your calls, 520-848-1290. You can call us. You can text us at that number. We are streaming the show on a number of different platforms. No, we are video streaming it, but without the video, we still have our camera issues happening. So, but you can go to any of our video streaming platforms and listen to the show. That would be Facebook Live, YouTube, and/or Twitch, or our website, Wildcats Radio 1290, our app, Wildcats Radio 1290, or on your favorite streaming device, Alexa and/or Google Play, or any of those. Just ask for Wildcats Radio 1290, and you can listen to the program. Let's chat with Anthony. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Anthony, go ahead.
Hey, how's your night going right now?
Say again?
How's your guys' night going right now?
Well, it could be better, Anthony. It's been 4 straight game days, 3 basketballs, 1 football, 3 losses, only 1 win. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, I definitely feel you guys. I just had a couple points to get to today. First, I know you guys talked about it, but with Brent Brennan, I know a lot of people are calling for him to be fired or whatever, but I just want to talk about, like, we had Jed Fish, he won 1 game in his first season, and, he got better every year, and, eventually he's at Washington now and coaching in a good game in the Oregon game right now, but we do definitely need to give him time. I think people are just so high off the success that we had last year, and with our glue guys staying, like McMillan and Fafita, and they just expected more this year probably. But, I know it's a disappointment, but you got to give him a year.
I absolutely agree. I mean, you may have to give him I don't, again, after the disappointment of this year, I would think if you're going to keep him, he gets at least a year because, again, we're in a new era where you can turn this thing around pretty quickly if you've got the right resources. And so you definitely got to make some inroads there and show some monumental progress, I think, for him to get a 3rd year with this new regime. Guys, what do you think on that?
Well, we've been talking about that for the longest time of getting his own guys. If he can't get his own guys, we can't make an evaluation. So give him, like I said, we're not going to fire him. I don't think we have the money to fire him. So we have to give him a chance to get his own guys. And then if that's not working out with his own guys, then you talk about firing him.
And because my problem is, so if you get another guy and he doesn't well, fire him. You get another guy, just keep firing people. Like that's basically what you would have to do, right? Because that would set the standard, right? And if I was a guy at another school, you wouldn't entice me to go to Arizona right now. You couldn't entice
Yeah,
me.
because you get fired in a year.
I mean, just with, because it wasn't too long ago with some other guys. And of course, you get fired. But after 1 year, why would you uproot? If you were a hot offensive coordinator, DK, at some school, right?
Yeah.
Why would I leave my place and I know that the last coach got fired within 1 year? Like, how are you going to convince? So people, you got to really think about it. It's the same with recruiting. Luckily, recruiting is more about money now, because it would be hard pressed for me to send my son here. It'll be hard if I'm an alumni and my kid get good enough to want to play ball. Me sitting here listening to how there's no. I always hated that. I'm gonna say that I always hated that about Arizona. When I was in basketball, I always hated that. It just seemed like there's no real loyalty to the team. I guess, I mean, you hear when they get mad about us losing, but you don't. I never really felt it a lot, even when we won. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I hate that. That's why I wear my cowboy hat. I'm a double down, triple. I hope they lose all their games so I can continue to word, so it make all them people who don't like it upset. Because I don't care about that.
And Kelvin, that's another example of, we have a 52,000 seat stadium, and we can't get 52,000 in our stadium on a Saturday night when we have 1 point something. 1 point something million people in our surrounding area. That's what I think is really what our fan base is. And I'm sorry, and I've said it. I've been saying it for a little while, and if your fan base is so passionate about it, get in the seat.
Exactly. I mean, I've been saying it for 16 years too. There's a lot of screaming and yelling from this Arizona fan base, but I don't see a whole lot of y'all showing up on Saturdays.
Yeah, I agree.
Anthony, you got any other thoughts?
I'm sorry, Anthony.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Sorry, Anthony.
Just looking on.
We should be to ride you a little bit.
Looking on
hearing all the noises in the airport.
Oh yeah, I hear that. It's all good. So looking on T-Mac, he's probably assuming he leaves to go to the draft. He had pretty good games today. Speaking on our UVA playing pretty poorly, 6 receptions, 68 yards and a touchdown. From the receiver position, where do you guys think we attack? Do we attack with the transfer portal? Does Chris Hunter, does he step up, or what's your guys' opinion on that?
I think Hunter is definitely a guy to work with, but we need to go get some competition.
Yeah,
we need some competition at every position, even quarterback. I like Noah. I understand he's was a freshman All-American. This was his sophomore year. But even at quarterback, you need competition at every position. Keith and OJ, the best team we ever had was 12-1 because we had competition in every game. In every game. If one quarterback wasn't playing good, we would go to the next one. Right in game. If I wasn't playing good, Tron wasn't playing good, me. I mean, you have to have competition at every position. There's no excuse. I want to see the NIL people. I want everybody to get their money together. I want to pay for enough players to where we got 2 and 3 deep at all positions. So if one player ain't playing good, another one that makes about 50,000 or 100,000, whatever it is, he's up next. Okay, hungry guys, man. That's where it's at now, man. So I'm just a little hyped, man, because I hate to see those kids lose like that, man. The young men, I should say.
Yeah, I could also see running back position too. That guy, Kedrick Riscano, I actually really like him. He's a redshirt sophomore, right?
He's young, yeah. He's got a couple more years.
Yeah. Watching him this year, I saw little spurts of Jonah Coleman, how he runs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be definitely a good for the future.
I like Riscano. I mean, I agree with Kelvin. I mean, I think he's a guy that you definitely want back on this roster to continue. He's actually a redshirt freshman,
right?
So he'll have 3 more years left. He's definitely a guy that you can move forward. But running backs that's always going to be a position where there's going to be guys available. Mm-hmm. There'll be guys every year and receiver too. So
and receiver. It's the line. It's the line.
Right.
It's the offensive line. Everybody,
line and a D line.
Yeah, O line and D line. That's where you're gonna have to get the money because I'll be honest with you, you don't have to have great running backs if you have great offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And I watched ASU today. Scatterboo wasn't getting touched until he got into the secondary, man. I watched it. He wasn't getting touched. Our offensive line, they nicked up, and it looked like it today. it wasn't a lot of room to run. Let's just say that.
I'm a Chargers fan, and Jim Harbaugh, when he was at Michigan, you got to build from the trenches. That's where all his success comes, and I think that's what we need to do.
You got to it starts up front, Anthony. It starts up front. Hey, brother, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much for checking in and sharing your thoughts on this game today. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Glenn, any parting thoughts before you get on the plane?
Yeah, I was going to say I'm out. We just need to get into the portal, get some guys. Start, we'll see what this coming Wednesday is going to look like. And then we just got to start recruiting and getting in the portal and evaluating guys right and making sure that they can play right away if we're paying them money.
Yeah, well, again, you talk about Wednesday coming up. That'll be the signing party for football recruiting. And let's just kind of, before we let you go real quick, let's take a look at it. I just want to see where we are right now in terms of the Big 12 and the ranking currently. The Wildcats are 10th. This class right now is ranked 10th as it sits right now out of 16. And they've got 19 kids in it currently. They obviously recently had a decommit, 18 3-stars and 1 4-star. So, again, you're going to have to recruit. It's going to have to be better than that. I think traditionally we've been around, in the 40s. I think overall across the country in terms of recruiting, let's see if right now I think we're below 50. So that's got to be better. It's got to be better. 52. Ranked 52 overall is this incoming recruiting class thus far. You want that to be, I would think, you'd love it to be top 40, but I think you would take 40 to 45.
Well, you know what happened? They end up losing a couple guys. And the reason why you lose a couple guys because you end up you see some guys early and you offer them early, but it's a good and a bad thing, DK, right? Because now other people start to look at those guys that usually once they get a Power 5 offer, they get another star. Right? And so some of the schools that weren't recruiting them jump on them now, like the kid that was in Texas.
Yeah.
Right? Out of the Dallas area, real good receiver. Okay. He was coming to Arizona, but he get an extra star, and now TCU offer him right in his back door and maybe offer him a little more NIL and to be able to play at home. So it's just that big thing. Like, people don't understand that it's a tough situation when you at a school like Arizona, because again, when you do put those offers out there, people are going to always try to scoop in there and snatch your guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, Glenn, travel safe. We'll look forward to talking to you this week.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Glenn Howe in the airport in Chicago on his way back to Arizona. 520-848-1290, Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Wildcats fall to the Sun Devils 49-7. Much more straight ahead. We'll dive into our best bets, our keys to the game, what we thought needed to happen for Arizona to win, and a whole lot more. We'll hear from Brent Brennan. We'll hear from the players. We'll hear more from you on the phones. 49-7, Arizona State wins. You are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 five-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
2025 is bringing the biggest change to air conditioning in decades. New EPA regulations mean AC costs could rise by up to 25%. If you've been thinking about replacing your old AC, now's the time. Rightway is offering zero interest financing and a free furnace when you replace your AC this month. Don't wait till next year when prices go up. Call Rightway today for your free no obligation estimate. Call 520-549-2697.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or RoyalKia.com.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our window depot coverage of U of A football continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. A full wrap-up on today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Brent Brennan, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona football. Wildcats Radio 1290.
High end over end and returnable from the 3. Patterson straight up the middle, crosses left now out to the 20, 25 to the 30, 35 out to the 40, turns the corner at midfield. Patterson down to the 45 of ASU, inside the 40, and finally out of bounds near the 36-yard line. Waiting for that, and the Wildcats just got it. The best kickoff return for Jeremiah Patterson this season, and sets up the Wildcats in Sun Devil territory.
Arizona needed something good to happen, and that was a spark right there for the sideline. You saw everybody on the sideline kind of get up, and hopefully that's a shot in the arm for this defense. They're starting on this side of the field right now. They're in scoring position already. Arizona's got to do something with this drive.
Yeah, that was a great punt return or kick return by Jeremiah Patterson. We've been kind of waiting to see that all season long. Unfortunately, it did not translate to points. Wildcats, again, did not get any in that first half, and finally got a touchdown at the beginning of the third quarter, scoring early, which is something that they hadn't really done much this season. But then they were down 35-7, got the ball back, got to midfield, had a 4th and 2, and decided to punt. What'd you think of that, Kelvin? I didn't really understand why, and I'm anxious to hear what the head coach says about that one. But, I mean, you're down 4 touchdowns at that point, and you're at midfield. I would think you might want to be aggressive there and try to get you another touchdown to get back to within 3 scores, potentially.
Right. That happened in the first half.
That was second half. Second half.
Oh, see,
that was after they scored the touchdown.
Oh yeah. Nah, I think I would have wanted to go for that one right there. I mean, because it would have took a lot to come back anyway, a bunch of possessions. So you might as well go for it there. But I think he just didn't want to put the defense behind the bullet even more. I mean, they had been in tough situations already, so that's the only thing I can think of reason why he made that decision.
520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. Call us, text us. Let's talk to Howie. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, after a 49-7 Wildcats loss in the Territorial Cup game to the Sun Devils.
Hey, I'm glad you guys got Glenn off the bar stool and on the airplane. I'd be afraid that he'd fall off.
And apparently there were some ASU fans coming back on that plane with him, so he might. I hope he's not sitting next to him, because he might have a long 2.5 hours or however long it is, 3 hours from Chicago.
That's a nasty airport. I'm from Chicago originally, and O'Hare has always been crazy.
It's actually, I generally, when I fly, fly through Midway, so I don't go through O'Hare a lot. But the last time I went to O'Hare, it was fine. I didn't have any issues.
Yeah. I was going to talk about the money situation. And when we were in the Pac-12, it was the same thing, but a little different circumstances. Now it's going to be more intense. You had Oregon, Washington, USC. I mean, they had a big money advantage over Arizona in recruiting and stuff like that. And if you don't think so, I think you got to screw loose, because they did. I mean, I remember Oregon when I got here. Up here in 1994, they had Justin Wilcox, just kind of an average team. And then the Phil Knight era came in, and all their athletic teams changed. Now they're all super in every sport, And Phil Knight said something recently that, whatever the money takes, I want a championship in football. So, yeah, it's the money thing. Now, you asked that one, David, I think you asked that one guy who he'd pick as a coach, early on your show.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think Brennan deserves a shot. But if I was going to pick somebody, I would take Cignetti. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's the Indiana coach. He's taken a team that was worse than Arizona, and they've only lost one game, and that was to the Buckeyes. And that guy, I heard an interview, and he says, I just want to win. He took a bunch of guys from James Madison, which is a smaller school, but they were winners in, I guess, the conference they're in. And he filled them in on that Indiana team, and they got a pretty darn good team. But that's who my pick would be, but I don't think you'd ever get them.
I mean, that'd probably be a lateral move for a guy like that. But the model of what you're talking about, here's a guy that won at an FCS school and was able to make that step up to the Division I level. And I don't know enough about Cam Cignetti. I think Cam is his first name, I believe, to know whether he's offensive minded or what. But I think, again, is that the model you want? Are we looking for somebody that's won at the FCS level that can make that jump to the next level? I mean, again, that's who Brent Brennan was. I mean, people can talk about his record and all of that. I mean, the guy took over a bad program, and the first 2 years were horrible. But again, once he got his guys in year 3, they started winning 6-7 games every year and going to bowl games consistently. So again, he was able to build that back up. And San Jose State's one of them programs where it's never easy to win, and but the guys that have come out of there, because I think Mike McCarthy, not Mike, what was the guy that went to, was it Colorado? There was a guy that was at Colorado that came out of there. It's those guys that have come out of San Jose State and gone up to Power Fours have often had difficulty making that transition. You hope that Brent Brennan is not another one of those guys, but you got to give him, and I think you got to give him a chance to really get his program set in stone and get going before you make any rash decisions on this.
And to flip the coin on you, David, Nebraska is paying a fortune in coaches that they fired. Now you could take Frost. What was he, 10-0 at UCF?
Right.
And and an alumni at Nebraska, and he was a joke, So what do you do?
I think again, if this inherently is the problem, and we talk about the money part of it, but really I don't know. It's money going into a different place now because it's going more directly to the players, but it's still money that's got to come from within this market. The same money you've been trying to get for athletics for years. And I just don't know how much of that is here. That's the issue. I just don't know how much of that money is here. And unless you're going to, I saw somebody, I guess, did Woody Johnson go here, the Jets owner? Is he a U of A guy? I thought I saw somebody mention his name this week. Obviously, you got, the Angels owner, Artie Moreno. So you've got some guys out there that have got some dollars that own some sports franchises. If you can get guys like that to start putting back into this program, then you might have a shot. You might have a shot at getting up on that level that you need to be on, because there's no FedEx here. There's no AutoZone here. I mean, I lived in Memphis. I lived in Memphis for 3 years. Memphis had two major corporations there. And they spent money with all the teams. They spent money at the university. They spent money with the Grizzlies. They spent money with the AAA Redbirds, which is where I worked. I mean, those corporations spent money on sports. You don't have that here in Tucson.
I agree with you 100%. I was reading an article about that. Maybe you can email Bill Gates and tell him to get a PhD at the U of A. I'm just kidding you. Yeah, but you're right. You're absolutely right. There isn't any like Nike headquarters like there is in Portland up here. There isn't any Microsoft like there is in Seattle. Los Angeles has a zillion, Hollywood, all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, and Phoenix is getting big.
Yeah.
So
See now again, and we've talked for years about how Arizona State was a sleeping giant. And how you would think that with everybody that lives up there, you got all these athletes that make Phoenix their home. All the baseball players live there. A lot of the basketball guys now are starting to live there because, it's the reason we live here, because the weather is great year-round, right? But it had never happened for them. For whatever reason, it had never happened for them. But now that we're in this new era, and you've got this fiery young coach who's from there and is connected, then maybe it might. Maybe they might now become. I was talking to one of their reporters up in the press box today, and she was saying they got football. All of a sudden, football is winning. They really love what Bobby Hurley's been in. People are putting money into basketball. They feel like Bobby Hurley's got one of the best teams that he's had. Volleyball just won the Big 12 championship in their first season there, and they went to the Sweet 16 last year. So that's three major programs that they're starting to win in Tempe now. So you gotta be ready to be on that level.
I was reading an article, and Dillingham and Hurley, they hustle their butt off up there too. They just don't sit around and wait for phone calls to come in. They're out and about. And I think that makes a big, big difference,
Well,
Well, there's a lot of out and about areas to be. We talk about Phoenix, one of the biggest cities in, how much out and about can you be in southern Tucson?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think, David, you got a point. You got a point. There's no like major corporations that are established in Tucson that I know of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something, but yeah, that's a big factor.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very big factor when you're talking about corporate dollars. It's absolutely a big factor. And like I said, that was the first thing that stood out to me when I came here in 2008 to work with IMG College at the U of A. I was like, man, there's no, because again, I just come from Memphis, and so I was kind of used to a certain level of business dollars, and I was like, man, they don't got nothing here like that, like what they had in Memphis.
You know what's ironic? We just talked about basketball, about not being tough enough, and then we talk about a football game with the same thing.
Yeah, it's if the volleyball team doesn't get selected to the NCAA tournament tomorrow, Howie, it is going to be an absolutely poor weekend all the way around.
Yeah. Hey, I want to thank you guys for the work that you do for the football part, and then I'll thank you for the basketball when we're done. I really enjoy this.
Ooh, I told 4 straight days of game days, Howie. It's I've never done this before. And I don't know that hopefully we won't ever have to do 4 days in a row again, because it is not easy, but we love it. We love being here. We love talking to the people. We love talking to folks like you, and it's where, am I tired? Absolutely. Am I going to sleep all day tomorrow? Probably. But thank God the Browns play on Monday night. I don't have to worry about that tomorrow. It's been, I just wish there had been more wins this week.
Yeah, you and Calvin and Glenn, you guys are there, right there with it.
Appreciate it, Howie. Thank you. We always enjoy chatting with you, Howie. Let's check in with Scott. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day.
Hey, what a terrible way to end this season. And I got a couple of questions. How about since we have the Indian tribes like the Passamaquoddy and all them, can they do NIL deals for the kids, and can they give us money for Arizona? And I got another question.
Well, it's interesting because they are, ever since I got here, they have been among the top advertisers with the University of Arizona Athletics. We obviously have contracts with Desert Diamond Casino.
Right.
So I would think, I don't know if there's anything specific to how they deal with NIL, if that's different than just their other corporate
partnerships. And I got another
question,
too.
I would think so, yeah.
I got another question. Do you think, I know the strength and conditioning coach left to go with Fish. I think that was part of the problem this year, is the strength and conditioning coaches. And I know we had a rash of injuries that could be helped. And do you think that Fafita and some of the other players will come back and support Brennan or go on to other places and stuff? Why can't we try like a different approach, like have somebody call I know that he was a first-year guy calling the plays. Now, he never done it before. But can we get, somebody that was an Arizona, football great to help out, and maybe Gronk and some of the other football players that have a good fortune in an NFL to come and donate to the school?
Well, if Gronk wants to give some of his money, I think, again, you got to have those guys. There's no question about that. There's a reason that Richard Jefferson's name is on a building. It's because he put money into it. But how many other? As far as I know, Richard's the only one that has his name. There's a lot of people that have their names on stuff around the athletic complex. But Richard Jefferson is the only former player that I know of that's got his name
then
on
we
anything.
need to have them. We need to get a group of people just to contact them. Say, come on, we're We don't want to get showed up by Arizona State,
They've got a staff of folks over there that are doing just that. But in this era of NIL, you got to begin to. I think you got to lean. And I just mentioned Woody Johnson. He is in fact an Arizona alum. Big time American businessman, philanthropist, owner of the New York Jets. Where's his money?
Well, do we? Well, look at the way he's running his franchise and stuff like that. But give us the money and stuff. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the call there. 520-848-1290. Let's get in another break. We'll take more of your calls. Arizona loses to Arizona State by a score of 49-17. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage of Arizona football rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Broadway in Tucson, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, Drain Medics, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Lexus of Tucson, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community designed by nature. Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Police Department, University Termite and Pest Control, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. The one and only home of the Jim Rome Show. Rich Eisen and DK on the Sports Tip.
Tell him about that tweet to Rome. It's going to be so awesome. He'll read it. He'll love it.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE EAGLE.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Broadway in Tucson presents the new 2024-2025 season, featuring 6 blockbuster productions, including Mamma Mia, and the Southern Arizona premieres of Clue, live on stage, Beetlejuice, Some Like It Hot, the Neil Diamond Musical, A Beautiful Noise, and Shucked. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the best prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2024-2025 season tickets today.
For 100 years, O'Reilly Chevrolet has been part of the fabric of Tucson, just as our Chevy trucks are part of the fabric of America. With that in mind, we're proud to announce it's officially truck season. And this year we have Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Colorado. Test drive your new Chevy truck on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check out our entire lineup at O'Reilly.com. Don't miss truck season, going on now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Our window depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
First and 10, Arizona. Fafita, snap. Here comes Rush. Gets away from it. Throws towards the end zone. Got a man open. Touchdown, Arizona. McMillan behind the defense and snags 6.
What a drive by Arizona. And again, man-to-man coverage with T-Mac. He gets behind the defense. That was an out-and-up route, and he really beat him badly. Wide open in the end zone. Noah drops a dime over his outside shoulder for a touchdown.
6 catches, 68 yards in what is likely his finale at the University of Arizona. Man, 3 years goes fast, doesn't it? Tetero McMillan, they scored on the first drive of the second half. We didn't see that a lot this year, but we saw it today. So good on them for at least making an adjustment to come out. 8-play, 75-yard drive right out of the gate to go down and get that 7 points. But again, that second drive looked like it was maybe going down to make it 35-14. But it stalled, and they made the decision to punt on 4th and 2, which I didn't understand that one at all. All right, we talked to a gentleman earlier, was a walk-on at the University of Arizona. We want to go back to me. I had another thought. Ramsey rejoins us. Ramsey, share the other thought that you had.
Hey guys, yeah, thanks. I've enjoyed the discussion about the money side of this, and I had another thought as I was sitting here, having been at the basketball game against Duke. I actually was on the Duke faculty for a bit as well after I left the U of A, so I know both institutions pretty well. And their approach to NIL is going to be very different than the University of Arizona because of who their alumni are. But if you look at the U of A, to me, it seems like we have to play small ball and money ball combined. Like, I think we have to be really darn smart about NIL to be able to compete, is my current assessment of it. Mm-hmm. Particularly if we're going to try to do it for 2 revenue sports. Like, I could imagine us deciding to pick probably basketball at the University of Arizona and say, listen, if we're going to do this, maybe we should do this over there. But to do it for both sports, I think is going to require some really kind of threading of the needle and probably a different team and a different skill set than typically has lived in athletic departments everywhere in the country, not just here. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think there's a whole new group of people that have to be involved to get this right?
Well, I think, yeah, you definitely need leadership now that understands this new dynamic. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of younger folks coming into this whole realm. I mean, I'm not sure. I would imagine just what I've heard from Desiree. She was in college in the 90s, so she's on the younger side of that because you need people, I think, that are more business oriented. For sure, because again, it's starting to be more like professional sports, and so you need folks around that understand contracts and understand that kind of thing and understand the dollars and cents of it. Versus back in the day when you had ADs that were just all about the sports and the revenue of the sports versus the overall revenue as it related to the athletes. So I think there's definitely a different type of athletic administrator that's going to need to emerge right now to
right.
deal with all of this. Absolutely.
And I think smart ADs can always, people were talking about also what type of coach do you need. I think that in the modern world now, it's very difficult to be a leader that actually knows everything. And so my opinion is that the best leaders are the people that go and find their generals and who are really good at what they do and trust in them and let them do that. And the people that can actually identify and recruit and retain talent, that's the coach that I want. I want a coach that can go get a bunch of great assistant coaches, and I want an athletic director that can go and put together a great team to play money ball in a market that's a little bit disadvantaged. That's my opinion of where we need to go.
That's interesting, Ramsey, because I think that Brent Brennan has fashioned himself as a, quote, CEO type of coach, and there have been some fans that have pushed back at that type of thought process, type of mentality that, oh, he's not really involved. He's not the play caller. He's not really the defensive guy. He's just kind of overseeing everything. And I think there's a lot of and I think it goes to the point of fans. We've got to change our mindset about how we look at this stuff now. You may, back in the day when, okay, let's go get ourselves an offensive coach. Let's go get ourselves a defensive coordinator like a Mike Stoops. Those days are over. You may
totally agree.
You may need a coach like Brent Brennan who can manage it all. And then, like you said, go out and get the right guys and to put around him. And I like a lot of these guys. I think Matt Atkins is smart. He seems, just when we talk to him, he seems like a smart kid. But he's young. He's never called plays before. So, yeah, there's going to be a learning curve there with a kid like that. Josh Oglesby, I think I think he knows offensive line play. I like what I saw from Josh Oglesby this year. So, yeah, I'm interested to see.
Had it tough, too.
I'm interested to see.
Think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Yeah. He had to deal with. He had to deal with a lot of stuff. I think he had 6 or 7 different starting offensive lines.
They had a ton of injuries. Yeah. Some of their best players went down. Very early. I don't think you can blame these guys for this year. But I do think that if you're going to be a CEO style coach, and I fully appreciate what that means, and that's what some of the best have been actually over the last decade, right? Those CEO style coaches, though, they live and die by their personnel decisions at the coaching level. So if they don't go out and get guys that can get it done, the CEO is the one that's always ultimately at fault. So,
Kelvin, any thoughts on any of that?
Well, yeah. And I just think it all falls back to money again. I think you got to go back and remember, man, like Arizona ain't known for spending a lot of money on assistants. I've been around. I'm a 94 through 98 guy, man. And, we that's one thing I always laugh about when people talk about Coach Tillman. I'm saying, oh, you talking about the coach that didn't have a locker room? You talking about the coach that weight room was in the bottom of McHale?
Kelvin, our locker room was in the bottom of McHale, and we had those nasty metal lockers until about halfway through my time and your time, it sounds like, too.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, I don't know what the coaching staff, salaries were at that time, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that much. You know what I'm saying? So it just I laugh at it all, man, a lot of the times, because I'm like, I hear a lot of people that want us, and I want us to be, come on now, I want us to be one of the best up there with the rest of them as well. But I'm also realistic, and I've been through it to understand that, like, come on now, are you really gonna put the money up and do what it takes? I'm from Texas, so I know I'm from a place where they put more money into football than they put into education. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I just it's weird hearing the noise of the anger at the things that are happening, and I'm just like, man, we just got a bubble. We just got a bubble to practice in, because I remember we used to practice on the unlevel football field.
That's right. Right by the baseball field before they moved it.
Yeah. So
the old days.
Yeah. So things have changed a little bit, but when you see all the great things that have happened here, and then what happens, then the kid go to another school, and then it's 10 times better. With all the resources and the different things that they have, man. We do have better stuff, and we all have. When I see that weight room that we have, I'm like, man, this is great. But then I see Texas A&M weight room, I see Houston's weight room, I see Baylor's weight room. I don't even want to get into that. We in the Big 12, man. We're gonna have to really go digging or really come up with some real money to compete with what we with what we got into in this conference.
What about his thought, Kelvin, that you may have to choose between football and basketball? Can you do both sports here?
I think you have to do football, man. I think basketball is going to be basketball, but you have to put some money behind football because that's our big revenue sport.
That's what runs it, yeah.
That's our big revenue sport. I mean, and so I just feel like I feel like basketball is basketball. I think you get one great player and you can win in basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Football, you gotta build it. I mean, why? I always wonder why when you look at Alabama and they be stacking the 5 stars. I mean, you pull up their depth chart and they 5 deep. They're 5 deep and 5 stars. And I always wonder, like, why? But it's because to be considered a team that's gonna really get in the bowl series, you gotta have real depth.
Do you guys think that USC and Alabama and all these places that are always, I mean, USC is the biggest underperforming school there is, right? They're 5 deep every year with NFL players at every position. Half of them don't ever play there, and then they go on to have stellar, careers, right? We've seen that many times. Do you think, though, that people will stay 5 deep that are 5 stars at these schools in the current era where they can get paid somewhere else and there's no penalty for leaving?
Yeah, get paid
I think
play.
It's going to spread out.
Well,
absolutely.
I think that's why you're starting to see a school like USC losing kids.
Yeah, but I do think, though, those schools, man, I got recruited by a lot of those schools. They're going to do whatever it takes to stay on top. They're not going anywhere. They're not Texas, all them schools, man. I mean, look how long Texas stayed around, and they really was irrelevant, right?
Yeah, but I think what he's saying is that, will the kids stay when you know you can go somewhere else and get the NIL and play?
Yes, they've been staying. But I hope a couple of those guys leave because that's our chance.
Yeah.
That's our chance to snatch
So that's my point. What I'm going to do, I may have my guys write a program to look at this, but I'm going to see if we can't find those deep, those buried 3, 4, 5-star guys that aren't playing. And let's just go find those guys and play Moneyball and try to get them.
There you go.
I like that. I like that idea.
Ramsey, keep us abreast because I think you've got some interesting ideas and thoughts, and we need alums, I think, like you that have played, that have a business mindset, that understand it, to be involved in helping this thing move forward.
I agree. I hope I can help out. Feel free to pass my info on to anybody that you think might want to hear it. Happy to talk.
Absolutely, Ramsey. Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Let's get in Gerald. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Gameday, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Great comments. I really think portal's going to be the word because I don't know if you've talked about it with ASU, but 19 of their starters came out of portal.
Yeah,
right.
And I think Coach Brennan, I mean, you got to have continuity. I mean, I'm retired out here from the military, and it's like a thing. Everybody's expectations so high, but you got to have continuity. You got to give this guy a chance, Coach Brennan.
Well, and it goes back, Gerald, to something. I mean, I kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago in terms of, and on a different level with the NFL. And as a guy from Cleveland, I hate to put the Steelers on a pedestal, but that organization is the epitome of continuity. Now, it's a little bit different in the fact that you've had one family that's owned that team for whatever, like 50, 60, how long they probably going back. I think the Rooneys have been the only family that have ever owned that organization, but they hire their people and then they get out of the way and they let their football people work. And what have they had? 3 coaches in 45 years or something of that nature. And there's a reason why they're one of the best franchises in professional sports because they don't. And I'll throw my Browns under the bus once again. Why we're one of the worst because we turn stuff over. I wanted to say another word there. Turn stuff over every 2 years, and you can't do that and be consistent. And I was thinking about it from the college perspective. I mean, I've been here now. This is the end of my 17th season covering this program. There's been, and college is different. I mean, because there's no one person that's going to run a college. There's been 4 presidents since I've been here, and there's been 4 athletic directors. And I think now we've had 6 head coaches. What was it go? Stoops, Rodriguez, Sumlin, Fish. So 5 head coaches since I've been here. And that's just in 17 years. since I got here in 2008. It's hard to build anything when you have that much turnover top to bottom.
Right, and then we paid off Coach a big amount of money.
Oh, yeah.
But, I think with the portal, I was disappointed with the passion. I think it's one thing if you go out and get the talent out of the portal, but you got to have the passion. It's like anything. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And to me, the coach has to find those players that want to be totally in and be dedicated. And I just didn't see that today. I don't know if they're not practicing, they're reviewing more film and not executing on the practice field. I don't know.
What did he call? He said, when you talk about the passion and we're talking about Cam Scatterby, I'm trying to remember what Brennan, I want to find this cut because he said something about Cam Scatterby that I thought how he described him as a player. Let me play this real quick so you guys can hear what he said about the words he used to describe Cam Scatterby this week. Let me get this. Hold on. Give me a second here. Here we go.
The thing I love about him is he's just a football playing fool. Like, he just loves to play, and it shows up, right? It's just
a football playing fool.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You need football playing fools. And I don't know. I'll be honest. We brought some transfers in here. I don't know how many of those guys are football playing fools.
The one that they didn't let play this year.
Exactly.
The one that they didn't let play. They did
Merritt.
their job and they brought the guy in. Our people said it was okay, or they wouldn't have brought him in. But then they got him here in the NCAA, kicked us in the and all of a sudden the kid couldn't play. That kid that I saw, I keep messing up his name.
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Yes, Merritt. I will put my money on the kid got an invitation to an All-Star game and didn't even play this year.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I feel like that one guy, just like he said, he didn't say ASU, he said Scatterby is a football playing fool. And I thought that kid was too. I can feel energy. I know players. That kid, when I look in his eyes, young man is a player. And if you see him, a specimen, he looked like a running back. And not having that guy was a huge blow.
Huge.
Yeah, I think everybody's talked about money. I think money's important, but once again, you got to find those players. The more you put into you got to have that dedication, passion. The more you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it. You can put that in the player's mind, then you're turning the tide.
Yeah.
So thank you for taking my call, and bear down.
Thank you so much, Gerald. We appreciate your thoughts as well. All right, let's take a look at who cashed tickets today on the big board at the Desert Diamond Casino.
How did the 1290 crew do today with their best bets? Let's find out how they did in today's pregame show. Today's best bets are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, once again, I let these guys convince me. I let them convince me to take Arizona when I really didn't feel like I should do that, but I did. We all did. We took Arizona in the 9 points, and Arizona covered that. Arizona State covered that easily by 42 today. Your over-under was 53.5, 49-7 the final, 56 points. I was the only one that took the over on that. Glenn and Kelvin felt like it was going to need to be a low-scoring game for the Wildcats to have a chance. That did not happen. So double losses for both Kelvin and Glenn. A loss and one winning ticket for me on the season. The final numbers, DK 12-12, so I broke even. Didn't win no money, didn't lose no money. Glenn Howe, 11 wins, 13 losses. Kelvin, 9 and 15. Kelvin, keep your money in your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Those were your best bets.
And that's how the 1290 crew did with their best bets. Today's best bets were brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We'll probably go till around 8 o'clock. Had a lot of calls, obviously. We still got to get to the players and the head coach as well. We'll take some more of your calls and pontificate some more on a 49-47 loss in the 98th Territorial Cup game. So I believe it is now 51-46-1 is the count, still in favor of the University of Arizona overall. So Arizona still with more wins than losses in this series. But like I said, since I got here, 11-6 for ASU since 2008. So they have won more often recently than they have lost, have the Sun Devils. Well, we may also have some sound from the Arizona State clubhouse as well, locker room, after they get a big win, the first for Kenny Dillingham in the Territorial Cup game. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, and you are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, the Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's November and the weather is cooling down. Now is the time to have your furnace serviced to ensure that it's operating safe and efficient. We also have a $79 garbage disposal service. And check out our monthly plumbing specials on our website. Call Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing for all your plumbing and heating needs at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at CoolWillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Donna Ogden Nation.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Levitt out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left. Now they've got 3 to the right as the tight end goes in motion. Back to throw Levitt. In the pocket, throws. It's caught by Tyson. Turns the corner at the 40. First down out to the 50. More to the Arizona 40. Back to the 30. 25-20. 15 to the 10. And finally, ankle tackled inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal ASU.
Yeah, getting killed with the explosive plays once again. Arizona in man-to-man coverage that time. And they just got him on a crossing route, and he just outran everybody on Arizona's defense.
Yeah, big day for Jordan Tyson. 8 catches, 143 yards. That 59-yard play, he had a touchdown in the ball game as well. Arizona State knocks off the Wildcats 49-7 in the 98th Territorial Cup game. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We've had some people who are checking in on our various streams. Tony says, let's use the $13 million buyout money and overhaul our roster and get some players. You definitely need to do that. There's no question about that, Tony. Michael Hernandez checks in and says, we also need a new stadium. This one sucks. Again, money. Okay, money. I believe there's probably a project that's on paper for more stadium improvements, but you got to have money to do all of this kind of thing. Where is this money coming from is the question. We need an answer to that. Where's the money coming from for players? Where's the money coming from for stadium improvements? Where's the money coming from for new speakers inside of the stadium? Because you can hardly hear a lot of what's happening on the scoreboard and that type of thing. Money. Gotta have money. Rodrigo says, NIL, ? Worry about the fan base. They want nothing to do with Brennan. Okay, well, what do you want? Tell us. I mean, again, don't just say fire the coach. Say this is the kind of coach we want. If it's not that guy, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear I want to hear solutions. Give me solutions.
And I'm going to put some money up for some players.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's hear from the players real quick. I want to hear from the guys after this loss to the Arizona State Sun Devils. Let's go back down to the stadium and hear from the players after the game.
All right, questions for the athletes, Justin?
Trey, how would you summarize what took place just now?
Best way to put it is they just out-executed us in all phases, to be honest with you. That's what it comes down to. I'm just going to be pretty blunt with it. They out-executed, and that's an area we had to improve.
It seemed like they were maybe more physical than you guys. Why do you think that was the case?
I'm not exactly. I'm going to just stick with what I said, and I say they did a great job executing. Because football, it's a battle back and forth. It's not one-sided every single play, but there were things that we needed to do better, 100%.
This is Trey Smith and
you guys knew that
Connolly. Trey Smith and Quali Connolly after the game.
I'm sure you've seen his highlights, his film. What was the game plan to try to stop him, and how do you feel like you guys did in that regard?
Well, the game plan, let me start off saying the game plan didn't go as planned, obviously. But we know he's a great player, and they got a great offense, so the mission was to just stop the run and make it bounce and keep him going sideways.
Brian?
For both of you, you came with Coach Brennan from San Jose. You picked that school because of him and then to come here. For you, Trey, since you still have eligibility, but just in general, why should players continue to want to stay with this program despite a season like this? What faith do you have in that area?
You want to start now?
I'll start. If y'all make Coach Brennan, he's a genuine guy, and that's why I know T-Mac stayed, because they bet him, they talk to him. And Coach Brennan he tell you the truth. If you want to hear it or not, he just tell you the truth. And I feel like he's a player's coach. It's not up to the players, but he let the players voice their opinions of how the group feels. So I just feel like Coach Brennan is just an amazing coach.
And then how do you feel as the returning players feel about Coach Brennan and the direction of the program despite a disappointing season?
It wasn't exactly what we wanted, and to say that there is, no disappointment would be unrealistic, obviously, right? We're all humans. But Coach Brennan works tirelessly, and he's a great dude. He knows what he's talking about. He's just working on getting it all together.
Jenna? What was his message to you guys in the locker room after the game?
Basically, it's a lesson to learn from, just like everything else in life, You could either take that and lay down, whether it be, playing the next level, staying here. You got to keep going, and you have a choice to make. So we're going to swim. We're not going to sink.
Justin? Quali, so assuming T-Mac goes to the NFL after this year, what was it like sharing the same huddle with him, and what do you make of just the receiver that he is?
Yeah, T-Mac just is a good guy, and he's very athletic, I'll say. During practice, he just make crazy catches, and just for me to witness that, it's just amazing.
Michael, as both of you reflect on this season, what do you think is the most disappointing aspect of it?
All right, that was a little bit of the players' post-game press conference after the 49-7 Arizona lost to the Arizona State Sun Devils, and the season comes to an end at 4-8. Kelvin, it's been a long week, 4 straight shows, 3 basketball, 1 football. Any final thoughts before I let you get out of here?
Yeah, man, that was tough, man. Tough week, man, but definitely tough. Basketball, you got so many games, and they got time to get that together. But football, man, this was a big game. You really wanted to see the guys send the seniors out, on top, and T-Mac as well. Just want to see them just get it back together, man. Everybody's angry right now, but let's get these solutions together. I like what the one guy was called in. The former player, he's thinking of solutions. That's where it's at now. Trying to figure out solutions, trying to see who's going to stick around, and trying to see what we can go out there and get to build this team up to where it's respectable. We could be going to bowl games and have opportunities to get into the playoff series.
All right. We'll talk to you on Saturday for Arizona and Southern Utah. Well, we'll talk to you. Well, we'll probably talk to you Thursday. Okay. Thursday before that. So we'll talk to you Thursday ahead of Southern Utah and ASU.
All right, bro down, guys.
There we go. Calvin Ifan. Always appreciate him and his hard work and passion. It is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show. We've got a lot more still coming up for you. 520-848-1290. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll also hear from the head coach, and we will also hear from the scoreboard. We'll update you on everything that's happening on the scoreboard, as well as take a few more of your calls. You are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Hi, this is Peter Costa, former governor of the New York Stock Exchange and proud member of the Advisory Business Council with Meridian Wealth Management. One thing I've learned over 40 years on the floor is the value of a trusting relationship with your financial advisor. After all, everyone is a genius when the markets are going up, but when they drop, that's when the guidance of a professional is most important. For more information about Meridian, call 719-1433 or visit online at meridianwealthllc.com.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style, and top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Come out to Dave & Buster's, the best place outside of the stadium to see the games this football season. Monday and Thursday, get all-you-can-eat wings with game card for $19.99. Sunday, get in on the chance to win a big game watch party at Dave & Buster's in front of the big screen, plus other big prizes and weekly winners. Join them now through October 22nd, all day, every day. They'll be offering $5 22-ounce drafts only at Dave & Buster's. Make Dave & Buster's your place to watch the games. Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
For 100 years, O'Reilly Chevrolet has been part of the fabric of Tucson, just as our Chevy trucks are part of the fabric of America. With that in mind, we're proud to announce it's officially truck season. And this year we have Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Colorado. Test drive your new Chevy truck on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check out our entire lineup at O'Reilly.com. Don't miss truck season, going on now at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
It is a sad day in Tucson, Tucktown. I think that's what I wanted to say there. Wildcats fall to the Sun Devils 49-7. Let's review what we thought Arizona needed to do to win this game today.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. The dealership that is different.
All right, here is what we thought were the keys to an Arizona win.
Well, first and foremost, we got to control your emotions in this game. This is a very emotional game. First thing we have to do is control our emotions. No personal fouls, none of that stuff. That's got to be important. The next thing is you got the number 3 defense in the country. You have to try, and you can't run away from it. We got to run the football. We got to try to run the football against them. We cannot not try to. What you got to do is try to go right at them, because this is the same scenario. No one can run against that team in the 82 where everybody's picking us to lose this game. So we have to be able to run the ball. No turnovers, and then we have to create some turnovers on the defense. You got to have at least one turnover on the defense. And special teams, we got to have a special play on special teams this game to win this game. Passing game, on the passing game, I just really believe that we have no turnovers and we move the ball and we're efficient on getting first down and not throwing any interceptions, and then we can win this ball game.
All right, those were the keys.
Well, you got a couple of mine, Glenn. I was going to say Noah Fafita, no interceptions in this game today. I'll go back to what we were just talking about with the pest of the game. I think you got to control Cam Scadaboo. If Cam Scadaboo goes off for 100-plus yards, then you're going to be in trouble here today. Pick your poison. Make Sam Levitt be the guy that beats you. Don't let Cam Scadaboo. Make Sam Levitt and Jordan Tyson have to be the ones that beat you in this ball game today. And so, and also the other thing was like you mentioned, special teams. I'd like to see some type of big special teams play, whether that's a big kick return by Jeremiah Patterson or big punt return. I remember my first memory of this game was Money Mike Thomas in 2008 taking the ball back to the house to seal the win here against the Sun Devils. You need a play like that to win this game today.
All right, those were my keys, and we'll get Kelvin's keys to the game.
I agree. You have to stop the run. First and foremost, when you're going against a team like Arizona State, you're going to have to stop Scatterboo and that offensive line, load up, force those guys to pass. You got good DBs. We're missing some guys, but Coach Aquino can make that work out back there. You have to stop that run. I don't care what you have to do. Also, run the ball. You can do it with quick passing game, or you can do it with the quick passing game or with the jet sweep. It really doesn't matter to me, but we got to get that ball out there quick. We got to get those chains moved. Hunter, get that ball to Hunter, man. I think he's a good receiver. I think he can open up some things over there for T-Mac to get him going.
All right, so those were our keys to what we thought the Wildcats need to do. The good thing was there were no ejections in the game, although I left, obviously, the stadium. I leave about 9 minutes left in the game. I guess there might have been a few shenanigans maybe after the ball game. I don't know what the fascination these kids have with trying to plant flags and stuff at midfield, but there might have been something like that was thwarted by the Wildcats. I didn't see it, but if you saw it and want to call in, let me know. We can do that. Wildcats obviously did not run the ball very well today. Didn't necessarily run it that great all season. Just 84 yards on the game. Quali Connolly 10 for 29. Ricino had 11 for 55. So want to obviously see more running the ball in the future for this ball club. Turnovers. The interception late that Cole Tannenbaum threw. I believe that was the only turnover of the game. Wildcats had an opportunity. They knocked the ball out on defense, but could not recover it. So that was a missed opportunity to maybe get one back. They got the special play on special teams, the kick returned by Jeremiah Patterson, but just couldn't do anything with that. Cam and Sam let one of the other beat you, preferably Sam. Well, Cam did his thing. Cam Scadaboo, 21 carries, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Sam Levitt also did his thing. 17 of 22, 291 yards, and 3 touchdowns for him as well to go along with his guy, Jordan Tyson, who had 8 catches for 143 yards and one of those scores. So, again, all in all, not a great day for your Arizona Wildcats at the football stadium.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. The dealership that is different.
All right, we're probably going to end up taking this thing a little bit past 8 o'clock tonight because we still have to hear from the head coach who talked for about 13 minutes. We'll get you all of that coming up straight ahead. Let's take another phone call and chat with Mauricio. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, I thank the Lord Jesus who can save from hell. Win or lose, every day it's a blessing. Games are just to enjoy, part of life, and not take it, just like living life. You can't let the things that are not positive to affect you. You got to be strong going forward in life. Brennan's doing a development fast. Like last year, Deion Sanders, he won 4 games too, and now next year should be a much better year for us. It takes time to develop because we just had Jet Fish he left, and so it takes another time which is a fast process that Brent is doing, and so things are getting better. Are you still there?
We're here.
Oh, okay. I guess that was. Thank you. So, it takes time to develop. So Brent is he's developing already. We see it. 4 games. Jet Fish took longer. 1 game he won his first year. The second year we beat U of A with 5 wins, and just Utah had just 1 win over us. So it's getting there. We can see that next year will be positive. We can even beat ASU and go to a bowl game, and so it's looking good. It's looking pray more, win more. Like football is like life too. You're spiritual. You pray more, you win more, and you pray more, you win more people for Jesus.
Mauricio, did you say pray more, win more?
Yeah, like pray more, and then you win more with souls. And sports, you play more, you win more. Yeah, it's a battle. It's a daily battle. Like you don't let the devil to take your soul. Like that was good that when they try to do a pitchfork, or if they did to the A, that the Bears didn't let that. That's how you do with the devil.
Did you
too.
see
You don't
that?
let him
I didn't see that.
take your soul.
Did you see that, Mauricio? Were you at the game today?
It was in the radio, but I was hearing Calvin describing the running backs. Comparing them to the Luke, and then it's like Bob Christian. He's just as good as Christian McCaffrey. He was he was gaining like 10 yards per catch and gaining good yards running. If you see his highlights, they're impressive. And even Patrick Mahomes, he runs slow. When I did, he runs slower and still, he can move. That's not slow. Fast is fast. So yeah, so it's good to just stay with thinking positive with Brett Brennan.
I'm positive. I am positive. I try to stay positive, although a lot of people will say maybe I'm not, but I try to stay positive, Mauricio.
Did you know Bill Belichick coached Cleveland, and they still had trouble going in the Super Bowl, and then Mark Bavaro was there too. Yeah, he was in Tom.
Well,
Bardell,
I remember that, Mauricio. I'm a Browns fan. I remember that.
They would call him Touchdown Tommy. Yeah, when it looked like he made a touchdown and they didn't give it to him. That with the Dolphins, when Bavaro did a flip, landed on his head, and he was all right. He gets up, high-fiving everyone. Everybody on Deion Sanders, when he landed on his head, got up and praising God. Yeah, that's God is, it helps a lot too. Brother, that like Dallas, they have a lot of money, right? And Tom Landry was spiritually, so it helps a lot to have like a Mike Tomlin, Deion Sanders, and who else? Chuck Knox was spiritual too. That helps a lot too. It's just not about like Jerry Jones. It would help Dallas get a Christian coach too, like Tom Landry. God comes first before everything. This time that we're doing is just passing by. Temporary. You can only be filled with spiritually. Eternity, things above, set in your minds above, like Colossians says 3:1-2. Because that's what eternity is. We're just passing by. We have our, battles here, and it's not perfect till we arrive in heaven. Although it's a blessing every day. Every day it's a blessing going through. We got by another year along with the year of the football season. We're approaching out tomorrow, the last month. So it goes together, and it goes fast too. Like the weather can't keep up with with the time, they says the time will be shortened. We'll see the knowledge increase, and there are all the signs of God. And then it says what will take place in Revelation. God's got it. He just shows with action. I wasn't able to go to the game because I had to help a friend. I would have only been there 2 hours, so it was good that I didn't get a way to get in there, or pay myself, because it was plans, changed plans, and it was a blessing hearing in the radio, car or your radio. It's just a blessing to be able to hear the game and be excited. It's still, it's a blessing, even though we didn't win. Though we got by the season, and the Brendan's developing our team. It's a team sport.
There you go. Hey, we always appreciate the opportunity to hear from you, Mauricio. Thank you so much. And
thank you so much. Yes, God bless more, and happy Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
25th.
Don't be
Brand New Year.
Call us after the UCLA basketball game. I'd love to hear your thoughts then as well too, Mauricio. Mauricio checking in with us as he always does after each game. 49-47. Arizona State beats Arizona in the 98th Territorial Cup game. Number 99 will be in Tempe, and number 100 in 2 years, 2026, will be right here back in Tucson. We'll get our final break of the evening in. We'll hear from the head coach, what he had to say after the game, get you your scoreboard, and put a cap on 4 straight game days. When we come back, it's Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day on Wildcats Radio 1290.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, the Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Are you facing plumbing problems and need a reliable solution? Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, or an upgrade to a tankless water heater, Rightway has you covered. And for a limited time only, we're offering 10% off your next repair or installation. Don't let plumbing issues ruin your day. Call Rightway at 520-276-2775. We'll get a plumber to your door. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Make the right choice for your home when it comes to windows and doors. For more than 20 years, the Window Depot has provided the best price and biggest inventory on in-stock windows and doors. The Window Depot is open to the public, so whether you're a homeowner or a contractor, you can shop the enormous warehouse. Browse the shelves with over 1,000 vinyl windows, interior and patio doors, and skylights in several varieties and sizes available to go home today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot. Best price, biggest inventory.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
For all the latest news from Arizona Stadium, McHale Center, and High Corbin Field, make sure to like us on Facebook at Wildcats 1290. This is the exclusive home of Arizona Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
If we continue to consume our natural resources at the rate we do now, by 2050, it could take 3 Earths to meet our needs. The Earth can't speak up when it needs help, but we can. Be the voice for those who have no voice. Visit worldwildlife.org.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. The one and only home of the Jim Rome Show. Rich Eisen and DK on the Sports Tip.
This is vastly different. There's a lot of clapping, a lot of hugging, a lot of handshaking.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now back to your hosts, David Kelly, the tight end Glenn Howell, and the captain, Kelvin Ifan.
1st and 10, Arizona. Fafita, snap. Here comes Rush. Gets away from it. Throws towards the end zone. Got a man open. Touchdown, Arizona. McMillan behind the defense and snags 6.
What a drive by Arizona. And again, man-to-man coverage with T-Mac. He gets behind the defense. That was an out-and-up route, and he really beat him badly. Wide open in the end zone. Noah drops a dime over his outside shoulder for a touchdown.
All right, for Fafita, that's his 18th touchdown throw, and for Tetro McMillan, touchdown catch number 8 on the season. And so the Wildcats get on the board here on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
And what is likely the final touchdown reception in the career of Tetro McMillan here with the University of Arizona. We'll see if we can get to some of the final numbers in terms of where he finished. I think he had 3.355 coming into today. So he would have finished then with, he had 68 yards. So a little over 3,400 yards total on his career. Most all time here at the University of Arizona. All right, before we hear it from the head coach, I want to read some more of your comments. People checking in on YouTube, on the YouTube stream. K-Dub always has, he's not a fan of Brent Brennan. And he says, I hit that one exactly as I expected. I bet ASU plus 31. Easy money. I know the line was only 9, so I don't know why you would have had to have bet 31, K-Dub, but okay. He says this season has 0 to do with Brennan not having his guys. He can't coach. He still had the most important players from an 11-win team. Every player got worse. He can't coach. That's K-Dub checking in, but he does say thank you, 1290 crew, for your awesome work this year. We are actually, I'm sorry, that was Tony that said that, not K-Dub. I was shocked that K-Dub would say something nice, but one of Tony's comments got mixed in there with K-Dub's comments. No question he had the quarterback back. No question he had the wide receiver back. No question he had a bunch of top players on defense. Most of those guys got hurt. Gunnar Maldonado did walk today in senior day, as well as Traden Stukes. We'll find out kind of what their thoughts are and where they're going with their careers, if they're going to decide to try to come back again. And to be quite honest, the quarterback did not play at a high level this season. We can debate why that was. Was that the quarterback? Was that the scheme? I saw it as a little bit of both, and I've said that all season long. I thought there were times that they could have given Noah Fifita more intermediate routes, more crossing routes than he was given. But at the same time, when they did give him those routes, he missed a lot of them. And you saw it today. He missed high a number of times. Now, granted, didn't have the best base today because he had an injured leg. Did not take all the first team reps this week in practice. And so maybe that affected his throwing. But what we saw today with him missing was what we saw all season. And ultimately, that's the quarterback. I mean, we can talk about the, coaching the quarterback, and da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, players got to go out there and make plays. And I just did not see the same effectiveness from Noah Fifita that we saw last season when he had maybe some better pieces than he did this year around him. And he's got to get better. There's no question. If he's going to be the guy next year, Noah Fifita has got to be a better quarterback than what we saw this season. Let's hear from K-Dub's favorite guy, the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Brent Brennan, after a 49-47 loss, or 49-7 loss to Arizona State.
Can you walk us through some of the fourth down?
Get thumbs up in the back when the cameras are all set. Mike's good. Cameron's good. All right, Coach.
Okay. Congratulations to Coach Dillingham and that staff and those players. They have a good football team, and they got after us in every way today. And I think that's just, obviously for what this game means to everybody here and everybody in this town and everybody in the state. For us to be so unproductive today is soul-crushing, I would say. But they're a good team, and I give them credit. Scadaboo is a fantastic player. Just so powerful and runs low to the ground, and he's hard to bring down. The quarterback is really efficient. Their wideouts made some plays, and then they were really effective on defense. And so I give them a lot of credit. They have a good football team, and as much as that hurts me to say, I got to respect it. So we will be these next couple weeks will be chaos in college football. We'll be getting ready for signing day on Wednesday, which we're excited about. And then working hard to build our roster so that we can play the best football we can possibly play here at the University of Arizona. I love these players. They fought their tails off all year. They went through extreme circumstances with injuries. Lots of guys, that we didn't anticipate counting on were all of a sudden playing meaningful roles for us. And they gave us everything they had, and I thank them for that. I also thank our seniors. Just a really great group of people. Just how they stayed together, everything they did to keep this team together in the transition a year ago. I'm really, really appreciative of them. And a lot of them contributed on the field in such a significant way. So this was a really hard year for everybody associated with the program. But I'm optimistic for the future. I believe in the support we're getting from our athletics director and our president. I'm extremely optimistic about the recruiting class that we're going to put together and the action we're going to get done in the portal. And I believe in our coaches and these players. So I'm excited to move forward. And this year was not fun. It was absolute misery. And there were some fun moments, but not nearly enough. And I feel bad because I feel like I let down these players. I feel like I let down this community, and I feel like I let down this university. And so, this thing starts with me looking in the mirror and doing a hardcore evaluation of the choices and the decisions I made, and then building that out with our entire program. Every step of the way, the evaluation process begins. So, bear down.
Start with Justin. So after a hard year and how you guys ended with that loss, where do you guys go from here as a program? How do you maybe buy back some of the people who are doubting the direction of the program?
Well, it depends on where their point of reference is. Like if they're going to have to wait 10 months until we win a football game or 9 months, however far away that is, right? Like I'm not going to be able to do it between now and then, But I'll tell you this, you only have one choice when you're in this position, right? And that is to go to work and to believe that you can. And because the other choice doesn't lead to the results you want. Now, the good news is I've been through things like this before. I've been a part of a lot of staffs that have taken over programs. So I'm not afraid of the challenges ahead. I'm actually excited about it.
Can you walk us through some of the fourth down decisions? I think in the first half you opted for the field goal instead of maybe going for it, and then in the second half, I think there was a 4th and 2, it was 35-7. The decision to punt.
So the second half, I'll tell you, we were like if we didn't get it, right, we were going to give them the ball on the plus 43-yard line. And the series before, they went 75 yards in 3 minutes and 12 seconds or something like that. It was fast. So that's the one they missed the field goal on. So that was that decision. In the first half, I was just thinking, hey, let's get some points on the board. Let's like start inching our way back into this thing. So that was it.
Michael, what's your assessment of the team's compete level out there today?
I thought it was really good last week, and I thought today wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? And I also think we played a good team that whooped our butts, right? Like so, it's I think that's what we're all sick about, is how that thing felt, right? Like we chose to defer. We couldn't stop. We had a chance to stop them on 3rd and short. Scatterboo fell forward for the first down, and we didn't stop them. And then they went down and scored, and then we came out, and I think we got 1 first down, and then we punted, and they answered with points. And so they did what good teams do. They played complementary football and with their offense and their defense.
What was the process like for Big Jonah this week? And did you feel like maybe he could go? And what do you think about
We were hopeful he could go. He never took real reps in practice. He did some movement, and we thought there was a chance that he'd be able to. But then in his warm-up today, he just couldn't. So that was another, just a hard part of it. Late in the season, really good player, not able to play, which is just tough,
And then I think it was his first game that he missed in 3 years. How do you reflect on I know you didn't coach him for the first 2 years, but how do you reflect on his career, what he did at Arizona?
Oh, he's just an awesome football player and an even better person. I mean, anyone that knows Big Jonah, just a huge heart, definitely a hard worker, crazy competitor. Like, it's so important to him. And, I'm excited for the next chapter for him. But I met him on my first day here, and he just had this big smile and gave me this big hug. And he's a really special man.
Do you do exit interviews with players
or
year-end type things?
Yep.
When do you have those? Like
This
between
week.
now and
Yeah, in the next 7 days will be a lot of meeting.
Yeah, and in this era now, does that involve you having to try to make a case for why someone should stay?
Sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So
Of course. Yeah. What's that?
That didn't used to be part of it before the portal?
No, of course not. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it depends, right? Because there might be someone I'm talking to that says, like, hey, I'm going to hit the portal, and I'm going to say good luck to you, right? But then there's going to be someone else that I'm going to be like, yeah, dude, we want you to be a part of this thing.
And how do you sell someone on that based off what they've seen so far here compared to what's in the future?
That's a fair question. I think it's a little bit of a leap of faith, but they have been around us. They have been around our coaches. They know our level of ability to teach and coach. I think I do feel like we have a great relationship with these players. I do think that is strong. I think the culture is healthy. And I think if you want to be a part of building something, great. If you want to go try and jump on a bandwagon somewhere else, if that's who you are, go. right? But, I'm confident that, with everything that's going on within the program, the coaches, the players, where we're at with our administration, the rev share, like all those things, because those are all part of the conversation right now, right? I'm confident with where we're at. I think we'll be in a good spot with retention.
Were you disappointed that the team was unable to match the physicality that ASU brought out there, especially with Scatterboo running the ball?
Yes, I was. Although, I think just some of the pieces, not having some of the pieces available to us that bring a certain level of physicality also makes that picture different, right? Like first stringers are first stringers because they're first stringers, right? And second team guys are second team guy all the way down the line, right? And so that was disappointing. That being said, he does that to everyone they play. And so I'd like respect. The guy's a badass, man. You know what I mean?
The calendar this year gives you guys a little bit more of an advantage of a traditional recruiting period because you have signing day before the transfer portal opens. But when that portal opens, you don't have relationships with those players to fall back on. So when they are looking for something tangible as far as their trajectory, what can you sell to those guys that you don't have the prior relationships with?
Well, I think those decisions are going to be made quickly. I think some of them are going to be transactional. And I think you have a chance to still bring them here. They can still come to us. So it's a quiet period. It's not a dead period, right, in December. So it is a very, very different. But I do think that this coaching staff and the people that our recruiting staff and our trainers and everybody that touches Arizona football, I think does a great job of making people feel good when they're around here.
Jason? In terms of player retention, all that's one part. Coaching as well, how will you assess the coaching staff and possible changes?
That starts tomorrow. We have recruits here right now, so I got a busy night ahead of me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But, yeah, got to figure out. I mean, like I said, every aspect of the program is under evaluation. Everything.
Jenna in the back.
Like T-Mac's last game in Arizona, just, he was able to have a touchdown for Fafita, just, him being honored kind of in that first quarter little ceremony, just what, this whole kind of day and just year has meant for you to be able to coach him and interact with him.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about T-Mac. He's an awesome person, and I think, what he has been to this university, what he's been in this community, just how generous he is with his time, how good he is with people. Everybody that comes in contact with him enjoys being around him, and so if he decides to go to the NFL, which I'm assuming, everyone's assuming he is, he hasn't made that official statement yet, but we want what's best for him, right? He's a Wildcat forever. He's a great human being, and everybody will always be rooting for T-Mac, always.
Last question to Justin.
How disappointing was it on that field goal where Wooten came out and drew the false start and went back to you guys? What did you make of just that whole sequence?
Yeah, I thought that was ridiculous. I thought that was totally ridiculous. And I was extremely frustrated with that moment in the game. Not because of Wooten. That should have been clean. When he came off the field, we should have had that done, right? The guy in charge of that should have had that clean. And so that's on me. That's on me because I'm responsible for all those pieces. And so that stuff should not happen.
And then what was just your final message to the team in the locker room?
My final message to the team was every person in the room has a piece of how we feel right now. Every single one, right? And some pieces are bigger than others, but everybody was involved in that disaster today. And so how committed are you going to be going forward? There's nowhere that you get where you want to go without putting in the work. There's nowhere. And so what is the next month going to look like? What does the next 3 months look like? What is the next 6 months going to look like?
All right, that's our time.
Thank you.
All right, that is the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats. A lot of interesting stuff that he said in that piece right there after the ball game. And if you missed any of that, we'll have that up on our website a little bit later for you. Wildcats Radio 1290.com. We will let you hear a little bit of what the Arizona State players had to say as well, because they are in the Big 12 championship game. Let's get you a scoreboard.
Let's take a look at what happened today around the rest of the country. The College Football Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers.
All right, these are your finals in the Big 12 today. Baylor knocked off Kansas 45-17. It was Texas Tech over West Virginia 52-15. And TCU gets the win over Cincinnati on the road 20-13. So I'm not going to go through all the scenarios of how Arizona State is in, but Arizona State is in according to the Big 12 Twitter account. So they are in, and we're still waiting to find out what's going to happen.
The College Football Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and
with the second team. So let's give you the other scores that are happening. There are games in progress right now in the Big 12 Conference. These are the games that are still being played at the moment. It is Iowa State leading Kansas State 24. Kansas State just scored, so it's now 24-21. Number 18, Iowa State leading Kansas State in what they call the Farmageddon Bowl. Iowa State has an opportunity to finish at 7-2 on the season. And then there's one game left to be played later, and that'll be BYU, number 19 in the country, hosting Houston. That game is just getting underway in Provo. So what we can tell you is if BYU wins and Iowa State holds on to win, then that will create a four-way tie, and Iowa State will go to the championship game to face Arizona State. Now, if BYU were to lose, then Arizona State will play Colorado. So Colorado still has one path left to the championship game. That is if BYU loses their game later tonight. Again, that game is just about to get underway against Houston, and that is a home game. The other scenario involves BYU. If Iowa State loses, that's the only way for BYU to get in at this particular point. So it doesn't appear, though, that Iowa State is going to lose. They're up right now. So if they win, that eliminates that particular three-team scenario. And then if BYU loses and there's three teams with 7-2 marks, then it's Colorado ASU. If BYU wins and it's four teams with 7-2 records, then Iowa State goes. So BYU needs Iowa State to lose, and right now that does not appear that that's going to happen. That is what's happening in the Big 12. Let's update you on what's happening in the college football top 25. A lot of finals, a lot of rivalries today across the land. We'll start with number 23, Illinois beating Northwestern 38-28. 21st ranked Missouri over Arkansas 28-21. Number 13, Alabama beat Auburn 28-14 in the Iron Bowl. South Carolina goes on the road and wins at Clemson in that rivalry 17-14. SMU beat Cal 38-6. Cal, though, is bowl eligible at 6-6. Tennessee, number 8, over Vanderbilt 36-23. It was Syracuse beating number 6 Miami. How about that one right there? At home, Syracuse wins it 42-38. Number 5 Notre Dame beats Southern California in Los Angeles 49-35. It was number 4 Penn State over Maryland 44-7. Second-ranked Ohio State beats Michigan, loses to Michigan, 13-10. Number 22 UNLV is leading Nevada 31-7. And in the big game down in Texas, number 3 Texas is leading Texas A&M 17-7. Number 1 Oregon all over Washington in the fourth quarter 42-14. Number 10, Indiana, shutting out Purdue 59-0. That is a check of your scoreboards. Top 25. I want you to hear a little bit of what the Arizona State players had to say after this ball game today as they beat the Arizona Wildcats 49-7 in the 49th Territorial Cup Series game. Let's hear a little bit from Arizona State after the game. They're going to the Big 12 championship.
Yeah, facts. I got him. Man, it's just crazy, like, just to see, like, where we came from January, like, just a similar, like, me, all of three of us, you know, having those conversations about, you know, exactly where we are. But, you know, we never looked ahead, you know, we never let the outside people, you know, influence us. We never let them, you know, get in our heads thinking that we can't do something or can. You know, we knew what we could do in the building, you know, and it was just up to us to believe in the building. So it's just a blessing. It's really just a blessing. I'm honored to be sitting here next to him, next to this guy, you know, to play on this team. Obviously, with my story last year, you know, not playing, like, coming back, putting all that passion into the offseason, fall camp, spring ball, you know, to get where we are now, like, just a blessing. Can't put any words on it, really. Can't put any words on it.
Cam, I don't know if you heard or saw that Saban called you his favorite player in college football. What does that mean?
It means a lot, but I want to be this guy's favorite player in college football. You know, that's awesome. Great coach. You know, he's one of the best of all time, and it's awesome. You know, but I'm here. I'm in the present. I'm ready to win a Big 12 championship, and I'm here for this coach.
Cam, when you get to carry that Territorial Cup over to the ASU fans, how does that make you feel? How excited that?
It was awesome, you know, because get back sucks when you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And, we planned that all year. You know, that was our cup. That cup's gonna stay in Phoenix for a long time. I don't think he ever plans on getting rid of it. So we might as well write ASU on that one for now.
Facts.
Kenny, as someone who grew up watching these games every year, what did it mean to you personally to get your first win in it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but it was more about the guys, like the energy. It's not about me. These guys are a special group. I mean, they're a special group. I mean, he tried to give me the cup. I'm like, no, that's yours. Right? I haven't even touched it yet, right? Because, I mean, people are trying to, like, hand it to me and go take it. I'm like, that's not mine. It's theirs, and they've earned it.
Coach, what went into the decision to put Trenton in? When did you make that decision? Was it before spur of the moment, or kind of before? And what did it mean to get?
Yeah, I think everybody in here understands what Trenton means to the program. So I think that was common sense. Like, that dude's done so much for this program, that family. So let's get him an opportunity to go out and throw a catch to his brother. And you know, a completion in college football, brother to brother, is rare. And we got that accomplished tonight. Him being from Tucson, having done that here, it's a pretty special moment.
Cam, you stayed out for a long time, talking to fans, signing autographs, taking selfies. Just walk us through your mindset, what you accomplished there.
That's why I play football, to make people happy. I play to win football games and put smiles on people's faces. I do it because my teammates have my back, and there's nothing better than a brotherhood that football brings to your life. Connections, I'll have these connections for the rest of my life till I'm passed away and dead. I'll know these people till all of us are dead. And that's what's so special about this. You can make $500 million, but the connections are what's deep, and the brotherhood and everything that you build in between the lines, outside of the money and everything else.
Well, Cam and X, if you were told back in August, the personal growth that you made with everything that happened last season, if you were told that you were going to win 10 games, potentially play for a conference championship, what would you have said if you were asked that question back in August?
I would have said, damn right.
100%. I mean, we knew coming out of the summer,
like literally, like
whole season.
You know, everybody sees this, but they don't see the hard work that we put in. You know, the uncomfortable conversations that we had, with each other. Y'all know how hot it is in AZ. Like, imagine running, getting ready for the season. Whole bunch, 150 guys screaming at each other. Trying to win, like actually trying to get better. And that's the thing about this team. Everybody on this team cares, from coaches all the way down to players, training staff. Everybody cares. Like, everybody cares about each other. Everybody cares about winning. We don't care, about what the outside world says about us. We know what the work we put in. And then Saturdays, that's our day to, come out and show the world. So.
Next, going from, like you said last year, getting the team ready, helping them prep, and everything you could, to be on the field, obviously this year, making the impact you did, capping off, obviously this rivalry game. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. I would say I've grown a lot as a person, going through that, watching them, watching this game last year, like not being able to make an impact. But I poured everything I had into this team, off season, fall camp, every day. Like every day I walk in the building, everybody know me. I scream and yell on the video, stuff like that. But it's because I really care. Like I really care about these two dudes sitting next to me. I care about everybody that that rips, that pitchfork, that has Sun Devil on that, So it just means a lot, It means a lot. But job not done yet. Job not done. Still got more work to do. And we still not satisfied. So.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, go ahead. Last question.
How cool is it to see Jacob plant the pitchfork in the egg at the end?
I didn't know that happened, but that's awesome.
Me either. Go Devils.
That dude played his butt off all game, and he deserves it.
Thanks, guys.
Go Devils.
All right, that was the Arizona State Sun Devils after the game. You heard the head coach, Kenny Dillingham, talking about the bringing in Trenton Bourget from Marana High School, who had started the game 2 years ago, relegated now to a backup role, getting him into that game and getting him a pass to his brother, Coben Bourget. That was a pretty cool moment there. If you live in Southern Arizona, and again, he talked about how great that family is, and we know that firsthand for sure. So you never want the Wildcats to lose a game like that, but congratulations to the Bourget brothers on a tremendous career up at that school up north, and great things ahead for both Trenton and Coben as they begin their lives now outside of football, being players. Who knows if they'll stay in the game as coaches? I'm sure both of them could probably do that and be extremely, extremely good at it for sure. All right. That is going to wrap up our show for tonight. And as always, we want to thank everybody that was a part of these broadcasts. J.W. Madden, excellent job over the course of 3 days. 4 days, actually. 3 basketball days and 1 football day. So we appreciate J.W. Madden, Dusty Dale on the FM side running the board yesterday and today on both football and basketball. Dragon Ball David Amata on the board today for the second half of the game. All the folks that were out on the mall today, and all the folks that have helped us out on the mall for the entire season, our great promotion staff, Jackie, Jesus, Raul, all those folks, Thomas, who's been out there all season long, Riley, who's taken over that department from our guy Garrett. Speedy recovery, Riley. I understand you had a little bit of an accident this week, and so we're definitely thinking about you and can't wait to see you back here in the building. We will reconvene with you on Monday for DK on the Sports Tip. There will be a football press conference coming up on Wednesday for signing day. And then our next broadcast will be next Saturday for basketball. It's a 12 a.m. tip-off, which means we'll be on the air with you once again bright and early, 8:30 a.m. next Saturday for Meridian Wealth Management, the pregame show before the Wildcats take on Southern Utah. And keep an eye out tomorrow, the NCAA Volleyball Selection Show. Let's hope our Arizona women's volleyball team gets in, because they absolutely deserve to. Having won 7 straight games, 7 straight matches to end the season, finishing 20-9, 9-9 in conference play. They deserve to get in. We'll see if the committee believes as such. And don't forget Arizona women's basketball on Monday night at McHale Center. You'll hear that game over on Freedom 1400 KTUC. Once again, in the 98th Territorial Cup game, your final score today. See how many people were at this game today. In front of 49,813, it was the Arizona State Sun Devils 49, your Arizona Wildcats 7. The Sun Devils win the 98th Territorial Cup game, and they are headed to the Big 12 Championship after being picked to finish last in the conference. Congratulations to them. For Kelvin Efon, J.W. Madden, and Glenn Howe, my name is David Kelly. Thanks for being with us all season long. We look forward to continuing it with you during basketball. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Got shadows painting our faces and traces, a romance in our head. Oh, come on.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
It's time. Shop Black Friday savings now at Lowe's. Shop now and get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, get an extra 10% off when you buy a major appliance from Whirlpool, like the new Smart Range with air cooking and the new Wipe Clean coating. Lowe's knows deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 11/6 to 12/4. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $33.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at CoolWillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The Black Friday sale at Boot Barn is happening right now. Visit us today and save on top quality pieces. Get $40 off select cowboy boots for men and women, $50 off select.
When you're hiring,
boots,
ZipRecruiter's technology makes qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Become the award-winning language learning app. We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
I share my office. But no matter what kind of office you have, if you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
My helmet saved me after they crashed into my motorcycle, but I still couldn't ride for weeks. The insurance company tried hammering me into a quick settlement. No way! I gave them the bird, the eagle, Goldberg and Osborne. Nobody knows Arizona like the eagle. Phoenix to Tucson, Flagstaff to Havasu, and every bit of blacktop in between. Wherever you go, the eagle is there. So if you've been injured, don't wait. Give the insurance company the bird.
Give them the bird. Call the Eagle. Goldberg and Osborne. 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Accomplishing goals is hard. But when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, the Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. and TJ Jefferson bring their unique take on sports entertainment with no contest wrestling, with guests like WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry.
What is that night like for you as world champion?
I remember getting in my hotel. I'm looking at the chair with the title on it, and I remember crying. I couldn't believe that it was in my room and that I was sitting here looking at this title like it was a person.
The No Contest Wrestling Podcast, part of the Rich Eisen Podcast Network, wherever you listen.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Thank you for listening to this special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290.
We now return you to our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Finishing the argument, but just remember, Jerko, you started it. And if you hadn't have started it, and she was right, we wouldn't have had to get into a debate or an argument or a spat or whatever you wanted to call it. So who started this? Michigan did. They went above and beyond in their own celebration, poor sportsmanship, call it what you want, then escalation by Ohio State, taking it to the level of breaking the law is wrong. But I'm not going to say one is more wrong than the other, because if I thought what Michigan did was low class, so if they hadn't done it, there is no fight. You're right. What they did, Michigan did, was not as egregious as what Ohio State did, because they took it to another level, make it physical, and somebody could get hurt. Shame on both sides. They should both be embarrassed. Walter from Florida is up on the Infinity Sports Network. Hey, Walter.
Hi, Jody. That's me and my mom, too, on the arguments. And she's 92. I'm Jerko. Anyway, hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Jody.
Did, and I hope you did as well.
Thank you, did. And real quickly, I'll get to the Eagles, but you've been on the Black Horse Pike, I'm sure. Is there still a motel there called the Beau Bet Motel?
The what, Mo? Give it to me again.
Beau Bet Motel.
Never seen it. Don't know if it's still there. May very well be. And, yes, okay. I've been on a Black Horse Pike many a time, but never recognized the hotel. Wouldn't know if it is or isn't still there.
Oh, okay. I stayed there in 76 in the Navy. Okay. Anyway, Jody, did you hear the Eagles fans in Los Angeles? It must have been 50%.
Pretty close to it. I always think that it sounds like, I think you try harder. I think you try and be louder when you're on the road. So I asked one of the guys who was out there covering the game. He said it was certainly at least one quarter, and it might have been a little bit more than that. He said, I don't know if I would say they had 50% of the stadium. But as far as volume goes, I think they had more than 50. They were certainly more boisterous than the L.A. laid-back fans out there. So this is nothing new. The Eagle fans travel very well, and I was not surprised they had as big a force as they did in L.A.
Very true, and I'm hoping it's going to be like that in Washington or New York, so it won't really seem like an away game.
New York, they'll be able to get the tickets for less than face value. Nobody wants to go a Giant game this year. Well, you're going to have to pay if you want to get into D.C., but the Giant game, you can get in easy as pie.
Yeah. I think the Lions, they got Green Bay, San Francisco, Buffalo, and the Vikings. They could lose 3 of those, Jody, and end up 13-4. And the Eagles, I think they can win out if they can get by the Ravens tomorrow, and go 15-2.
Chances are, I don't know if the Eagles. I don't think Eagles going to win all of their games. I think they'll lose at least one, and the most likely losses are the two games out of conference. Ravens tomorrow and the Steelers coming up in a couple of weeks. I think those are the two games. If you said, give me the two games Eagles are most likely to lose, they would be my two choices. And then if that's the case, oh, by the way, because the Eagles and Lions don't play, I think the Eagles would win whatever tiebreaker came up with common opponents, because you only have common opponents if you're playing in the same conference. So if they finish in a tie, I don't know that it's a lock. You can't say that until you know exactly what all the wins and all the losses are. But I would say, as of right now, a tie would lend itself more to the Eagles getting the number one seed.
Oh, great. Thanks for telling me that, and I didn't realize that. Thanks so much, Jody.
You got it, Walter. Appreciate it. Thanks for checking in. We go to Illinois. Todd's up on the Infinity Sports Network. Hello, Todd.
Hey, Jody Mack. Thanks for taking my call, brother. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, because I did.
It was restful. It was relaxing, and we got and my third straight day of eating turkey was today.
Beautiful. Hey, I'm going to say this. I grew up in Michigan in a little town called Ludington, and I bleed maize and blue. And you got to remember, back in 1969, I was 4 years old, and Bo Schembechler was a rookie coach at Michigan, beat Ohio State at Ohio State. The next year, when Woody Hayes brought Ohio State to Michigan, they tore down the Go Blue banner that the Michigan players run out of the tunnel and touch before the game. That was the beginning of the 10-year brawl. Now, what happened today? You know what? As far as I'm concerned, Ohio State should have taken their sorry little butts into the locker room, and Michigan should have been able to do whatever they wanted to do.
Okay, so you had no problem. You had no problem when Schembechler did what he did. Is that what you're saying? If you beat the other team, you get to act any way that you want?
No. Wait a minute. Ohio State, Woody Hayes was the one that had the Ohio State Buckeye fans tear down.
Gotcha. I meant Woody. If I said Schembechler, I'm sorry about that. I'm just trying to understand. You think the Ohio State just should tuck tail between their legs, gone into their locker room, and let Michigan do whatever you want on the field? Then why would you reference when Woody Hayes did something similar?
He did it before the game. Remember, Woody never even said the word Michigan. He said that team up north. This rivalry is huge. Ohio State beat our butts 11 out of 12 years. When we hired Rich Rodriguez, that set the Michigan program back 15 years. That was the worst hire in the history of college football. You go from a pro set offense to somebody that wants to run the run and gun stuff and try and bring in his own players. That's not Big Ten football. That's not Michigan football. So, you know what? I'm glad we won today. I had to work. I'm a travel nurse. I'm driving back home from Peoria to my little town in Oakwood, and I'm so glad I got to talk to you. And you know what? Next year, we have got the greatest quarterback coming out of high school, out of Belleville, Michigan, which is just outside of Detroit where my cousin lives. And he's going to Michigan because we have $200 million in the NIL because of the graduates of Michigan are putting in their money.
Understood. When you win a championship, and Coach Harbaugh did just that, you're going to grow your sponsor base, supporter base, people get really uppity about the way that you describe those who put funds into an athletic program. There are certain terms that you shouldn't use because it will only annoy people. If you want to go back to an example of Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler of 40-some-odd years ago to justify what happened today, if that makes you feel better, go for it. I don't quite remember what you described. I'm sure you're telling me the truth. I don't think you call me up and lie to me. So I'm sure that that's exactly what happened the way you laid it out. But that's ancient history. Now another Mama Macism. She used to say, if your friend jumped off the George Washington Bridge, would you follow? Two wrongs don't make a right. There's a whole bunch of phrases we can throw out there to justify this. No. Ohio State was wrong today. Michigan was wrong today. Show a little class. I know how big a rivalry it is. It's one of the best rivalries in all sports. Pro, sport, choose your level of competition. Choose the sport that you want to. Michigan against Ohio State is as good a rivalry as there is. I get that. Doesn't mean you need to act like idiots. And I think both sides acted like idiots today. Steve from Houston, we got about a minute here. How are you, Steve?
Doing great. I was just going to say that officiating in the Chiefs game was horrible on Friday and everything, because you know what? When you call a false start is a dead ball start. You're knocked off 5 yards, and this is ridiculous. They got hosed. The Raiders got hosed, and also 30 different times Mahomes has thrown an interception, and they've miraculously thrown a flag on every single one of those 30 interceptions. That's more than anybody in the NFL, and I'm tired of this Chiefs getting the benefit of all these penalties, phantom calls, and everything else. If they win the World Championship, there should be an asterisk.
But the game was there. All that being said, and you're saying that the National Football League cheats for the Chiefs. I don't believe that. But all that being said, any breaks they got, anything that went their way, the game was there for the taking, and your quarterback and your center couldn't get together on a snap. That's not how you want to lose.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Guys, it's finally here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. It's cold, salted, yet perfectly sweet, delicious, and it's at the top of Santa's Christmas list. What? Santa has a list too, you know. And he's a huge salted caramel frosty fan. Probably why he's so jolly all the time. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Salted caramel frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
If you tailgate at the mall before Arizona football games, 1290 is your radio station.
Because we love the Wildcats as much as you do.
This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
The Wildcats play here. This is your home of Arizona Wildcats football, men's basketball, and baseball. This is the home of the Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work. Oh. Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Families affected by Hurricanes Milton and Helene urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today to hurricane relief by going to redcross.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. The one and only home of the Jim Rome Show. Rich Eisen and DK on the Sports Tip.
Oh, game on. Did I say that? Sorry. Game on.
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
He's Jody Mack, and he's diplomatic.
If you agree with me, it doesn't mean we're right. If you disagree with me, it doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong, because it is pretty subjective.
He's opinionated.
It was boring as all get out as they slowly matriculate the ball down the field. And watch the clock go tick, 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 tick. No, that's not exciting.
He's humble.
I'm not trying to injure myself, patting myself on the back here.
And his job is simple.
I talk about sports.
This is the Jody Mack Show. Here's Jody Mack.
Hour number 2 of the Saturday Hang here on the Infinity Sports Network. Jody Mack with you. We got 3 left to play. We've been talking a lot of college football in hour number 1, understandably so. A lot has already gone down. Still some key games going on. And to cover it all with us is one of the best in the business. For many years, he did it for the Associated Press. Now you will find him writing college football at The Athletic. Ralph Russo joins me here on the Infinity Sports Network. Ralph, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was really, really good. I had to be on the road. I am currently calling you, or you're calling me from Columbus, Ohio. I was at the site of today's most baffling upset I've seen in a long time, Jody. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
One way to put it. Yeah, I had a good Thanksgiving, and glad you got to see the game today, because it was a phenomenal game up until the end. Might have been a baffling ending, but it was competitive, hung in the balance, so that made it a great watch. If you're an Ohio State fan, there's no way you're going to look at it as great. But I was neutral going in, so I thought it was a great game. I was going to jump right into who's in, who's out, and all that stuff. But since you were at that game, like you said, puzzling. Why so?
I just can't. I mean, Ohio State was a 20-point favorite. this was the year they were supposed to restore order in this rivalry. The last 3 years, Michigan's won with Harbaugh. They won the national championship last year. And it was surprising, and it sort of caused a bit of a crisis in Ohio, at Ohio State. What's Ryan Day doing? But in those cases, Michigan was very good. Ohio State was very good. Michigan won those games. You know, for years, for 16 years, Ohio State had completely dominated that rivalry under Tressel and Urban Meyer. Harbaugh flips it. That's the way the rivalry is kind of supposed to be, right? One team shouldn't win 15 out of 16 years. And as much as it was very difficult on Day, he was losing to very, very good Jim Harbaugh teams. That's not the case this year. Michigan is a shell of itself. The 128th ranked offense in the country. Defense missing its best player, cornerback Will Johnson, or one of its 2 or 3 best players, and quarterback Will Johnson. Like, this was supposed to be, again, Ohio State with the $20 million roster. A bunch of guys came back off of last year's team who could have easily been in the NFL to get this right, to fix the Michigan problem. And then they played just the worst imaginable game in terms of just everything they could have gone wrong. Special teams were terrible. 2 interceptions by Will Howard. They did so many things wrong, and you couldn't help but watch it and think that I feel like I might be seeing a team choking. Like I hate using that word, but you felt like I feel like the pressure of all of this is weighing on this team, and every minute that goes by as we get from into the third quarter, and now it's the fourth quarter, and the game is close, and they're missing field goals. It's like, wow, like this just feels like a mountain on top of Ohio State. So a very long-winded answer is just it wasn't supposed to be this way. And again, Ryan Day is up there answering questions about why they can't beat Michigan.
Now, I'm glad you went there because. And this is going to come off sounding like I'm defending Ryan Day. I think he's a very good coach. I think he's going to feel the heat of this. I think they're going to make the college playoffs, so he's going to get a chance to redeem himself a little bit. But for today's game, and they should have won, you're right, they have a much more talented roster. That's why they were 20.5-point favorites. If you had a guy who could make a field goal from 30 yards, you win that game. He just blatantly missed 2 very makeable field goals. Did Ryan Day know that he was going to do that? No. Should he have gone for it in 4th and long in those situations because he had some insight that the field goal kick wasn't going to go? No, because if he went for it, didn't make it, they'd be screaming about, you got to take the points there, you got to take the field goal. I know it's on Ryan Day because he's the coach and it's the easiest, and I guess I come down on players more now because we know they're making money. So it can actually work out that you can be critical, and I'll be critical of the field goal kicker for just missing makeable field goals today. What do you think that locker room was like after the skirmish? And I'll get to the skirmish in a second. But after everything was over and done with and you get into the locker room, what the heck was being said?
So just for people who don't know, in college football, very rarely are the locker rooms open. So we got to talk to a handful of not even a handful, just a few Ohio State players, and they were devastated, like you almost will never see. Like you'll almost never see. I mean, just totally devastated. I watched the players walk down the tunnel, and you have like dazed and confused. You have some guys crying. You have some guys cursing. It's it's just to see where they are right now after that game, knowing that they probably will still have another game, which we can get to that. When you talk about the day, and yes, they missed a couple of field goals, but this was the game that wasn't supposed to come down to the kicker, right? This was the game where you have enough of an advantage that you should be able to take care of your business in a way where it's not on the kicker to kick a couple of field goals.
That's fair.
And it was windy, and, Will Howard, got banged up early in the game. So there's a whole bunch of things. You're right. Like, from an intellectual standpoint, Jody, like, there's a lot of things that sort of line up, and you go like, boy, this had to happen, and that had to happen. And, they played really poorly on special teams beyond just the missed field goals. And they were so desperate to run the ball that they were banging their heads against the wall against the best part of Michigan's team, which is its defensive line, and they averaged 2.8 yards a carry. As opposed to trying to take advantage of those guys outside that they have such a big advantage of, but it almost looked like they were playing a little scared of their quarterback. So it was just, again, like this wasn't supposed to be the game in which they had to rely on the field goal kicker, who hasn't been particularly reliable anyway. And that's why I think a lot of people are turning to Ryan Day. And again, if they weren't going to be making the playoff, we would have a very serious conversation about whether Ryan Day would be the coach a couple of days from now. But somehow or another, they're going to get a chance to possibly win a national championship.
And
it's a very strange thing for college football that we've really never seen before. And I literally just wrote about it and filed a column about how they are the unhappiest playoff team in college football.
Good point from Ralph Fuso from The Athletic here with us on the Infinity Sports Network. If this was sports talk in Columbus, Ohio, there'd be guys calling for his job. I can guarantee you that because of the emotions in this rivalry and wouldn't even care about the outcome of the future playoff game that you and I agreed they're both going to be in. All right, one more on the melee afterwards, and we'll move to everything else in college football. I've already taken a couple calls on it. I say shame on both teams, and pretty much an equal shame. Michigan State started it, classless act, planting your flag in the field. Ohio State took it to another level by getting physical. So I say shame on all of them, and shame equally to all of them. Do you think one of the two sides has to be chosen as the provocateur, the more guilty party of what transpired?
Yeah, I think so. I'll maybe bail a little bit on this and say, listen, because this was a rampant all over college football today, by the way. North Carolina State fought after the game because they were trying to plant a flag. There was, I think, maybe Alabama, Auburn. There was some scuffling, though there wasn't a flag in that situation. They were in Tuscaloosa. At Florida State, the Gators tried to plant a flag, and Mike Norvell, the coach of Florida State, came over and grabbed the flag. So, I think one of the things we might have to consider doing here is do something about that, and maybe make a little rules to say you can't do this anymore. As far as the Ohio State-Michigan thing, it's not the classiest thing, and I understand what the problem with that situation is. Not necessarily guy plants the flag, guy grabs the flag. It's that it led to guys throwing punches, and there are consequences to that because there's going to be a whole bunch of film and video looked through by the Big Ten office. And you could end up with Ohio State players getting suspended. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. I haven't seen enough of the video myself, but I know punches were thrown, so I don't know exactly who was throwing at who and what landed. But that could have some reverberations for Ohio State's playoff game. The Big Ten is going to have to sort through that and determine if there's some discipline that needs to be handed out. And I think as far as who's to blame, I think there's going to have to be some serious talk about saying, hey, you guys can't just cannot do this anymore. And if you do it, you're suspended for the next game because that will end people from doing this.
That's exactly what I said earlier. I think the NCAA is more to blame than even the two universities. Still shame on them, but shame on the NCAA for not having something in place already to keep this from happening. All right, moving to everybody else in the college football potential playoffs, the 12 teams that are in. If we are acknowledged that Ohio State is probably getting in anyway, the two teams in the championship game for the Big Ten are Oregon and Penn State. I think the loser gets in out of that game. They're still going to be high enough ranked.
Yep,
is the Big Ten getting 3 or 4? Is Indiana getting in? They were pretty damn impressive. They had one loss, and they did what they had to do to close out the season with a blowout win today. Did Indiana do enough to get themselves a playoff spot?
I think so, and I think it becomes kind of like you just kind of look at who's available. What pieces are on the board. You say, looks like, listen, Texas is having a hard time closing this game out against A&M, but it kind of looks like they will. They're under 2 minutes there. and they have a 10-point lead. So, while they should be winning by more, they kept turning the ball over in the second half. It looks like you're going to have Texas and Georgia in the SEC championship game. My sense is both of those teams get in. As you said, both of the Big Ten teams get in. The ACC had a pretty big upset today. Syracuse knocks off Miami, so that means Clemson plays in the ACC championship against SMU. I think that creates a little bit of tension, right? Because I think if it was Miami and SMU, I think they both get in. Now that it's Clemson and SMU, I don't think Clemson gets in if it loses, but does Miami still get in at 10-2? If Clemson wins, now you have 3 ACC teams. Who's getting knocked out of that, right? I think that's where we are with sort of, I think Tennessee's probably in. Again, Ohio State's probably in. The Big 12 winners in. At this point, I think you're going to have the winner of Boise State and UNLV get in. That gets a spot. So I think we have our 12 teams with that Clemson-SMU game being a little bit of a wild card. I would also suggest if there's a chance for one more SEC team, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, I think I would be a little worried if I'm Miami that losing to Syracuse today may have given up my spot completely.
You don't think Tennessee's a lock?
I do think Tennessee. No, I think Tennessee is safe. I just wonder if there's one more SEC team that could get in if you bumped out Miami. And I think if Clemson wins, now all of a sudden I'm looking at Indiana going, maybe that's how Indiana gets bumped out. So I would say Miami and Indiana, to me, are the two that probably are going to go through this week going, I think we're in, but maybe we're not in.
So South Carolina, who got a big win today, beating Clemson, which didn't keep Clemson out of the ACC championship game because Miami lost. That is your textbook definition of backing in, losing a game and still getting a chance to play for your conference championship. South Carolina's coach made a compelling argument for him to make the playoffs. Is there any chance they'll go with a fourth SEC team?
But so the interesting thing with South Carolina is that, it's going to be hard to get that fourth SEC team in there. I think it's going to be a little tricky. But it's also, if you're picking a fourth SEC team, again, it feels tough to go with South Carolina as well as they are playing down the stretch. That's the argument for South Carolina. Look at how well we're playing now, but they lost to Ole Miss and they lost to Alabama. And you'd have to jump them over Ole Miss and Alabama if you are going to go with a 9-3 SEC team. That's just